On day 1, I spawned in as Bulbasaur! Oh no, only 6 hearts! And I'm not even an adult Bulbasaur? I can't tell what I should do first, grow up or evolve. I was a grass type who felt like he'd already been mowed. And before I could even worry about that, a large imposing figure rose from the ground, somehow!
Ah, yes! A fine addition to my Pokemon collection.
How did you rise out of the ground like that? Are you a ghost?
Oh, I'm a villain, and villains need a whole host of mysterious powers. My name is Bandit Waldord III, and I'm the king of Team Steel.
Do you mean steel as in steel-type Pokemon?
No! In a textbook example of nominative determinism, I, Bandit Waldord, love to steal stuff, including grass-type Pokemon like you.
I didn't understand all those words, but I know I need to run away.
Run while you can, little Bulbasaur. You'll be mine soon, because I'll steal ya.
I ran as far away as I could through the ebony woods, using the darkness of the trees as cover. Being a grass type means I'm not easy to find in a forest.
That's what you think. Rattata bite.
I was bitten suddenly by a Rattata and lost several of my hearts. Ouch! Being bitten, one of my many weaknesses.
There's more teeth where those came from. Now, let me capture you in the name of Team Steel, or I'll turn you into yard trimmings.
Not a chance, Rattata! I'm gonna make like grass and get the heck out of here! I ran around a tree and jumped inside a small cave, where I hid until the Rattata ran off, then I stealthily went in the opposite direction through the exit of the cave. Here I found a hollow section of a tree to hide myself in, knowing that I'd have to brace for the possibility of being stolen tomorrow! On day 2, I realized it was time to take my first step onto the property ladder, and the ebony woods were prime real estate for a creature of nature like me. Time to get all lumberjacked up. With my brutal Bulbasaur powers, I smashed down a tree, feeling terrible about hurting the environment, but knowing there were bigger fish to fry today. I made a wooden pickaxe. Then, because wooden pickaxes are about as useful as a chocolate coffee cup, I used that to mine up stone and make a stone pickaxe and sword. That's what I'm talking about, baby! With my stone sword and stone pickaxe, I mined up even more wood and stone, which I used to start building myself a basic base on top of a hill. Be it ever so woodsy, there's no place like home. I couldn't think of any other clever wordplay than that. But my joy at building a house with my own 2 hands was stifled by a sudden pang of hunger. My Bulbasaur tummy's rumbling, and I don't know what to do about it. Then suddenly, I was ambushed by another one of the Bandit Waldord's Ratatas.
You thought you could get away from me, did ya? Well, that belief simply wasn't accurate.
We went toe-to-toe, but this time my stone sword gave me an advantage. Soon enough, the Rattata was gone, and only a delicious rat burger was in his place. I feel like this is somehow wrong, given this guy was capable of higher thought, but also, needs must. I ate the delicious rat burger and spent the rest of the day relaxing in my home. On day 3, I went to grassily gather more spooky supplies for my Bulbasaur base, which was like a normal base, but far more grassy. This ancient forest should do nicely for wood and stone. Let's see what I can find. I half expected another Rattata to ambush me, but nothing could have prepared me for the truth of what kind of mob I would actually encounter.
Raticate, that's my name. I'm a Pokemon.
It was Raticate, Rattata's evolved form. You get away from me, Raticate. I'm not running in any rat race today.
Oh yeah? Well, let me tell you something. I didn't get up this morning to pick a fight with a Bulbasaur, but since you insist, I'm gonna bite you real bad.
Oh no, looks like words don't always work with Raticate. Time for a Pokemon battle, I guess. I drew my stone sword and clashed with Raticate, whose teeth were even sharper and more damaging than a Rattata. Dang it, my current sword isn't sharp enough to win. I need to flee from battle. I ran away from the Raticate, who jumped at me as I ran off to another part of the woods. There, I met a Sandslash.
That's Sandy Sandslash to you.
Oh, you're one of those Pokemon with a nickname. That's fancy.
I'm not just fancy, I'm observant. I saw your fight with that Raticate and thought, wow, that guy needs a sharper weapon. And then I looked at my claws and remembered how sharp they are. They're the sharpest.
Is that your way of saying you'll help me out next time?
I like to think of myself as someone who is above slashing Raticates, but I would also like to see you win. You know, for your sake.
Sure, you can tag along then. I've got a base in another biome not far from here. It's better to stick together, Sandslash.
It's Sandy Sandslash.
From day 4 to day 5, I returned to my base with my new, admittedly kind of obnoxious, friend, Sandy Sandslash, in tow.
Oh wow, you live next to the Ebony Woods. This place is a total dump.
Then go live somewhere else, jerk!
Actually, now that I'm looking at it closer, there is an undeniable charm.
We reached my base, where I could tell Sandy was doing everything in his power to not make fun of my only home. I appreciate your restraint, man. As a way to thank him, him, I decided to build him his own room. Because we needed more space, we tore down my old base and built us something a bit more cozy. With this massive building, I had enough space to make Sandy his room, as well as an ensuite bathroom, so he didn't have to share mine. We'd work on making a cleaning rotation sometime later. Things were going great, until a whole gang of Ratatata descended on the base! Since Sandy was taking a long shower, I had to fight them all alone.
Let's get 'em, boys! Approach as a disorganized mob with no discernible tactics or formation!
Unlucky for them, that wasn't a winning strategy. I soon defeated every last one of them, and besides harvesting their delicious meat, I also found a weapon left over. Whoa, an iron bat! I can use this to paralyze my opponents and finish them off while they can't move. Not very sportsmanlike, but effective. From day 6 to day 8, I decided I needed something else to eat at the base other than rat meat. I constructed a coop to keep some chicken as a food source. Fun fact, rat meat tastes like chicken anyway, but at least I won't have to defeat other Pokemon to have a good meal. The side of the coop was far away from the main area of the base, and I was grateful for that when Bandit Waldord showed up. No, not him!
Hey there, soon-to-be stolen Bulbasaur! I just stole this rad new scythe, and I thought I'd give it a couple of test swings on you, before I steal ya, that is.
You're really dead set on stealing me, aren't you?
Yeah, I thought I made that abundantly clear. That's like my whole thing.
Well, it's not a good goal, and it inconveniences me personally, so I'm going to stop you! I swung my bat into Bandit Waldord, hoping to stun him with my weapon's power. But it didn't work. He was completely impervious. Then it was his turn. The leader of Team Steel swung his ill-gotten scythe into me, taking several of my hearts away and giving me a debuff. My instincts are telling me that I'm not going to be able to win this fight.
You have good instincts.
Thanks. See ya! I ran away. From day 9 to day 10, I received some encouraging words from Sandy Sandslash.
Things may look hopeless, Zozo, and heck, maybe they are. It's not like I can see the future.
But...
Oh, I was done. Anyway, follow me. I made some cool stuff for the base.
Sandy pointed me outside, and I saw that he'd been working on something amazing, a statue. I couldn't tell what it was yet, but already it was awe-inspiring. I can't wait to see what it is. Can you tell what it is yet? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see if you're right later.
But Zozo, that's not the only thing I did around here. Things were getting a little stressful around the base. I'm not saying it's because of you, but I'm also not saying it's not because of you. Either way, go check out the upgrades I made.
I turned and saw that Sandy Sandslash had been true to his passive-aggressive words. There were 3 awesome new upgrades, an adorable koi pond, a relaxing zen garden I could walk through to reset myself, and also a furnace, which isn't actually that relaxing, but it is practical. Thanks, Sandy!
Yeah, you're lucky I'm here.
From day 11 to day 12, I went on what I hoped would be a relaxing walk through the zen garden, but unfortunately, Sandy Sandslash also wanted to walk with me.
Hey Zozo, are you feeling relaxed yet?
It seems hard to do that when you're walking right next to me.
I see, you need some space. Well, I too am growing bored of this interaction, so I guess I'll see you later.
Sandy Sandslash walked away, leaving behind the comfort of the zen garden. I just couldn't seem to get a read on that guy. But little did I know that an even more unexpected intruder was disturbing the peace of the zen garden. Oh, not again! Bandit Waldord!
It's me, Zozo, but I won't fight you today. I'm too chilled out from this incredible zen garden.
Huh, I guess it did have a practical purpose.
On days like these, I just feel like confessing my entire backstory.
Oh, no, that's okay.
It all started when I was a little bandit, born and raised by warlord parents. They told me, son, the best thing you can do is get out of this business while you can. And I said, nah, I want to steal things and or oppress other mobs for my entire life. It's everything to me. They didn't want me to become like them, but I think they came to accept me after I stole all their money and power.
Wow, I don't even feel bad for you. You made the choice to be a villain all on your own.
Did I? I mean, with a name like Bandit Waldord, I think I was destined to go down this path of evil anyway. My parents were simply wishful thinkers.
Dang, this zen garden is making us get deep. I spent more time relaxing with Bandit Waldord, though we didn't talk. I knew the next time we met, we'd be enemies. From day 13 to day 15, I decided that it was time to go fight someone, just to feel something. Being a grass Pokemon isn't easy. Let's go see if that Raticate is still being disagreeable. I went deep into the ancient forest until I found the vicious Raticate who was too strong to defeat earlier. Hey you, wanna fight?
Sure, let's tango, muchacho.
And so the struggle for the fate of this particular fight began, but I wasn't the weak little Bulbasaur I used to be. I was a slightly stronger little Bulbasaur. When I'd finally bested and defeated Raticate, I felt power flowing through me. I was leveling up and evolving. I'm not a Bulbasaur anymore. I'm an Ivysaur. I had 12 hearts and a new power, a warp ability. Now I can use my natural powers as camouflage. Bandit J Warlord doesn't stand a chance. From day 16 to day 19, I decided to complement my new power. I needed to get my newly minted hands on some real hardware. Stone is fine, but metal is awesome. I searched through the ebony woods until I found the entrance to an old cave. It seems like the kind of place where mysterious metal deposits like to hide. I snuck down into the dark using my highly developed Ivysaur eyes to search for veins of iron. But it wouldn't be as easy as I thought. There was a swarm of Pidgeotos down there, and I'd be putting myself at risk to walk among them. Wait, I literally just got a power that'll be perfect for this. I used my warp ability to sneak right past the Pidgeotos. They were completely oblivious to me. On the other side, I found some iron ore veins and mined until I had enough for a full set of tools. That's when I used my warp powers to sneak back out of the cave and return to my base. Thanks to the furnace Sandy had built, I was able to smelt the metal into ingots. And then, with some wood I had left over, I made an iron sword, an iron pickaxe, and an iron shield. From day 20 to day 22, I woke up from a wonderful dream, only to look out at the entrance and see that Bandit J Warlord was standing right outside. I immediately ran to Sandy Sandslash to tell him the bad news. Sandy, Bandit J Warlord is right outside.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Wait, you knew and you didn't tell me?
Yeah, well, it's a lot more peaceful around here while you're asleep.
Thanks for nothing, Sandy. Now I better go and fight him. With my sword and shield in hand, I warped and snuck outside behind Bandit J Warlord. He had no idea I was standing right behind him.
Man, I can't wait to steal this dweeb. It's going to make my collection of Pokemon all the more vast and impressive. I bet that'd make my parents regret doubting me.
I popped out right behind him, and I'll make you regret invading my base. I charged in, sword and shield at the ready, and we engaged in battle. I was so much stronger than the last time I faced him, and with my shield, I was able to deflect most of his blows. Soon enough, the fight stopped. Giving up, Bandit?
No, not even close. You're an Ivysaur now. You evolved. You're even more valuable than before. Maybe you'll keep evolving into Venusaur. And then, Zozo, then you will be mine.
He disappeared, but I didn't buy his excuses for a second. He was afraid of me, and for the first time, I truly knew I could defeat him. From day 23 to day 26, I came across a piece of headgear that would redefine my life and style in a big way. It was a fedora. I put the cool hat on my head and spun around to celebrate. That's when I noticed all of you out there watching. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. I hope you're enjoying my adventure as Bulbasaur. Well, Ivysaur now. How do you think I'm gonna escape from Bandit J Warlord? I'm sure it'll be a wild ride. Remember, if you want to find more of my other videos, search for ZOZO, and there'll be plenty more for you to enjoy. I tip my fedora to you. From day 27 to day 31, Sandy Sandslash showed up to tell me some good news about the statue that he was building, in his own Sandy way.
Hey, Zozo, not that I'm really trying, but I'm kind of rocking at the construction of this statue. You should come take a look, but don't feel bad that you couldn't build anything like it.
Okay, sure, Sandy. I'll take a look, since you asked so politely. I walked with Sandy to see the statue, and it indeed looked like more progress had been made on it. Though upon a second glance, something was off, and I didn't know how to break it to Sandy.
So, what do you think? I mean, I already know the statue is awesome so far, but I want to hear you say it.
Yeah, well, the thing about that is, that part right there would definitely look better if it had some pink concrete to really give it the right quality.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I didn't expect you to notice. I'm glad you did, though. That means you can go get some from the Oasis Beach for me.
Oh, I mean, if the statue needs it, sure, but I thought building it was gonna be your thing. I'm kind of trying to save the world from Bandit J Warlord and stuff.
You're telling me that you're too good to get some pink concrete from Oasis Beach? I'm surprised at you, Zozo.
No, it's not like that. It's no big deal. I'll go get it.
Great. I'll just be chilling here.
I made it to the Oasis Beach and began to search for pink concrete. Oh, this place is so beautiful and tropical. Such a great place for a flowering plant Pokemon like me. A wild pack of Rattata appeared, so I fought them off with my iron sword. Usually the rats on the beach have wings. From day 32 to day 35, I took took a dip in the water to nourish my leaves. Oh, so refreshing. As I swam back to shore, I saw a fire-type Pokemon staring mysteriously at the horizon. It was Ninetales, the nine-tailed fox Pokemon, hence the name.
Oh, woe is me. I am in such a state of misfortune, and it bothers me quite a bit.
It seemed like she was in a state of misfortune and bothered quite a bit, so I decided to see if I could help, even though I was weak against fire types. Hi there, I'm Zozo the Ivysaur. What troubles you, Ninetales?
It's 9 Ninetales, actually, and I'm afraid that my Vulpix cub was kidnapped by an evil Beedrill. I think he was working for that Bandit Warlord that is kidnapping Pokemon.
Wait a second, Bandit Warlord? Do you mean Bandit J Warlord?
That's the one.
He's been trying to capture me too. I can't stand the way he and his team Steel keep on stealing everything.
Hence the name.
Yeah! Now which way do I have to go to beat up this bad Beedrill and save Vulpix?
Go to that really unreasonably cool beach house at the edge of shore. You'll find that villainous bug-type Pokemon over there.
Oh boy, a beach house! I mean, you can count on me. I traveled ashore because I was sure to complete this rescue mission for Nine and Ninetales. From day 36 to day 39, I came upon the coolest beach house that I'd ever seen in all my days. Wowie zowie! It's too bad there's a crime happening here, because I could totally go on vacation right now. I decided to go stake out the beach house and find out where the Beedrill was keeping the captive Vulpix. I walked through the sweet single-room beach house, equipped with a kitchen, TV, and a bed. It actually looked quite ordinary. Eventually, I found Vulpix in a glass container, surrounded by ocean water. Beedrill was there too, flying around and looking menacing.
If this water weren't here, I'd barbecue you with a fireball, Beedrill. You'd be a bee barbecue. A BBBQ.
Enough with the threats, little Firefox. Just stay in there until the Bandit Warlord arrives to add you to his team.
Oh no, Bandit Warlord? Do you mean Bandit J Warlord?
Yes, he needs to have a fire type and a grass type if he wants a balanced Pokemon team.
Grass type? I said quietly while hiding. It was clear that Beedrill was talking about me when he mentioned the grass type. Maybe I could use the fact that Bandit J Warlord was also looking for me to my advantage. I could distract Beedrill and free Vulpix in one fell swoop. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. From day 40 to day 43, I made noise to draw Beedrill to my location. Whoa, it's me, a grass type lost in this really sweet beach house. I hope I'm not captured in a container and given to a Bandit Warlord, Bandit J Warlord to be specific. I could hear buzzing coming toward the room where I was, and it was followed up by Beedrill's annoying voice.
A grass type. What a convenience for me. I'll catch him and put him in some glass enclosure.
I waited until he was just about to enter the room. Then I used my warp ability to sneak past Beedrill. I had to be careful to stay hidden to get back outside where Vulpix was being held captive. I drew my iron and broke through the glass to free her. It's all right, Vulpix. Your mother Nina sent me to save you.
Hooray! I knew Mom would come through.
Just then, Beedrill flew back outside and was shocked to see Vulpix out of containment.
Hey, what the? I was tricked. Bamboozled even.
I'd say you were Bulbasaur zoozled. Actually, wait, I'm an Ivysaur now. I used my warp and fell back. It was Vulpix's time to get a little hard-earned revenge.
I'm a Vulpix, so I can use my Amber attack.
Vulpix shot a fireball at Beedrill, hitting him directly on and causing super effective damage. I decided to add injury to injury by rushing in with my iron sword and beating down the bug. With the enemy defeated, Vulpix and I found Ninetales waiting outside.
Thank you, Zozo. You solved our many woes.
Ah, it was nothing, really. On the way back home, I was lucky enough to stumble upon a deposit pile of pink concrete. I mined up as much as I could and headed back. From day 44 to day 49, I returned to base with the pink concrete I had gathered from the Oasis beach.
Wow, you took your time getting this, Zozo.
Yeah, it took longer because I had to help some other people in need.
I guess I'll work on the statue then. Maybe you could do something else around here to make up for lost time.
Sandy wasn't very polite about asking for things, but I decided he was right about there needing to be some work done around the base. I constructed a wall around the entire perimeter of the base, which was strong enough to keep out any Ratatata. When I had completed the project, I went to go check on Sandy again. How's the statue, Sandy? Did the pink concrete help?
Yeah, no, totally. I built that part that we couldn't have done without it. There's still a lot to go, but only so much I want to do in one day.
I looked at the still very incomplete statue and politely decided to take his word for it. From day 50 to day 53, the base was under attack by Bandit J Warlord and his army of Ratatata.
Go break down that wall, you worthless Ratatata! I Can't believe I haven't managed to steal any other Pokemon besides you rodents. Am I just not good at my job? No, I'm great. At least after today, nobody will make fun of Team Steel.
While Bandit J Warlord continued to monologue to himself, I drew my sword and began to drive away the Rattata. Get back, you worthless rats!
Oh, come on, not you two. We've already heard enough insults today from our boss.
Sorry, I'm still gonna battle you and win, but I won't call you worthless.
We'll see about that. The you winning part, not the we're worthless part.
It turned out the Rattata were pretty good at one thing, and that was keeping me distracted long enough for a group of them to kidnap Sandy. I chased after the Rattata that had Sandy, but the others swarmed me. It was a large group, and I couldn't get past them. Out of my way! I swung, and I swung until all the Rattata were taken down. It seems all that grinding on weak enemies had paid off, as I evolved from Ivysaur into my next form, Venusaur! I had 22 hearts, and the ability to use a powerful grass-type move called Petal Blizzard, or I guess more like an actual blizzard, since it looked like an ice blast. But it was still a powerful and dangerous move nonetheless. I am the Wizard of Blizzard! From day 54 to day 57, I noticed that Team Steel had done a lot of damage to the base during their attack, so I fixed it up with whatever materials I was able to find. It was a pretty intense project, but it needed to be done, and it's not like Sandy was around to help me. This should do. Now, I need to find out where Bandit J Warlord took Sandy. I went back to the Oasis Beach to see if Nine and Ninetales was still there. She had some experience with Team Steel, so probably knew something about the way they operate. I found her on the same part of the beach, staring off into the horizon. Vulpix wasn't with her. Hey, Nine and Ninetales, is everything alright with Vulpix?
Yes, Vulpix is at school right now. I'm just taking some time to enjoy the beach.
I would be doing that too, but I've got to track down Bandit J Warlord. He stole my friend, acquaintance, and I'll be next unless I can shut down Team Steel's whole operation.
That's a noble goal, but woe is me. I don't know if I can help you achieve it.
There must be something, you know?
Oh, right. There is. Sorry, I forgot. I heard from some rock-type Pokemon that the big evil stronghold was built in the gravelly mountains. It has Team Steel written on it in block letters, so it probably belongs to them.
That'll work perfectly! Thanks! From day 58 to day 62, I went mining. The caverns that I had dug were starting to get really deep, so I was sure to come across some diamonds. Just gotta break through this next wall and... oops! I must have broken into an underground lake, as water began to flow like crazy into the open cavern. If that wasn't dangerous enough, the ferocious water-type Pokemon Gyarados came splashing in as well. If I wasn't a Venusaur, I'd probably have a lot of trouble with this fight. But now that I was evolved, I was unafraid. I froze the Gyarados in the water with my Petal Blizzard attack and hit it with my Iron Sword until it was beaten. Grass beats water. Past the now flooded cavern was a room full of diamonds, which I gathered and used to make a diamond sword. Fighting Gyarados with an Iron Sword was tougher than expected, so this diamond sword would become my new main weapon going forward. I did also make some diamond boots for some extra protection. From day 63 to day 66, I walked around the base and noticed how empty it felt without Sandy. As much as that old Sandslash could be a pain in the neck sometimes, he always made me feel more grounded. Probably because he was a ground-type Pokemon. Without him, I would never be able to see the base statue be completed. And more than that, I couldn't allow Bandit J Warlord to steal any Pokemon, let alone a Pokemon that had been living in my base. After all, I'm also a Pokemon living in my base. And if you want to be a Pokemon living in my base, or just want to see more of my videos when they come out, subscribe to the channel. Every new subscription is a chance to catch them all. From day 67 to day 70, I climbed through the gravelly mountains and found the secret base of Team Steel. That must be where Sandy is. I've got to fight my way inside. Any Rattata tries to stop me, they'll taste my diamond sword. I won't taste them though. I'm done eating rats. It's pretty weird that I did that in hindsight. I approached the gate where a group of Rattata were standing at the ready. Come and get me!
Be careful what you wish for. We're in the top 2% of all Rattatatas, meaning that together, we're the strongest of the weak.
They had strength in numbers, but I had strength in my diamond sword. I quickly and efficiently chopped them down and left their rat meat behind. Once I was through the gate, I quietly warped around and looked for an entrance. The stealthy approach is the best for infiltrating a secret base. As I was sneaking around, I overheard a couple of Rattata guards mention the location of the dungeon where they were keeping Sandy Sandslash. I have my heading. Here I come, Sandy! From day 71 to day 74, I began to find another way to Sandy. I found a side entrance down to the dungeon, and I was distracted by a weird underground room. It looked like a small biome under the temple. I looked around, and I saw a shiny treasure chest in the corner of the cave. I guess a quick break for treasure won't hurt anybody.
You're gonna wish you hadn't said that.
All of a sudden, someone was standing behind me. I knew I had recognized that voice. It was Raticate, but bigger.
We meet again, you grass-type goofus. This time my Hyper Fang attack will tear straight through your armor.
So it is you. How did you come back, Raticate?
You can't kill a rat. Now let me at you. I'll eradicate you.
Raticate bit me with a powerful Hyper Fang attack that reduced my hearts massively. But I wasn't about to give up so easily. I warped to get some distance, then I reappeared and hit Raticate with my Petal Blizzard. Raticate ran towards me, but my sword attacks were quicker. I held on as I took damage, and eventually my diamond blade dealt the last blow. I warped up to the chest and opened the treasure chest to claim my prize after that tense encounter. It was a fresh set of diamond armor for me to wear. I equipped it immediately, then I went to go find Sandy. From day 75 to day 78, I decided to further explore the room below the temple. It looked weird, but at the end of it, I saw Sandy's prison cell. The Sandslash was as grouchy as ever, but I could tell that deep down, he was happy to be rescued.
Oh, it's you. I was just taking a nap in this dungeon, but if it's time for you to dramatically rescue me, we can head home. I've got nowhere else to be.
Yep, deep down. I broke through the iron bars of the dungeon and gave Sandy the directions to escape by himself. I thought I'd take a look around to see if there was any more treasure. But that's when Bandit J Warlord showed up.
You! How dare you steal from me? I, Bandit J Warlord, am the only one who should be allowed to steal anything from anyone.
And yet, you haven't. You couldn't steal me. Your Beedrill couldn't steal Vulpix. And now Sandy has gotten away too. You just keep failing.
Whoa, that's not very zen of you. But I guess the time for meditation is over. I'm going to bring the pain.
Bandit J Warlord charged in, and we began to fight. He was as powerful as ever, but that made me feel more confident in my chances. I had grown so much stronger since our previous battle, which meant that right now, he was the one who had no idea what I was bringing to the fight. My Petal Blizzard attack shook him, and my Diamond Sword continued to hammer away. I could tell that he was getting slower. This was my chance. Decisive blow, Diamond Venusaur! A direct hit from my Iron Bat toppled Bandit J Warlord, and he was stunned.
I can't move. No, could it be that I lost?
Seems that your life of crime is over.
No, as long as I live, my crimes will continue because my name is Bandit J Warlord!
From day 79 to day 84, Bandit J Warlord began to change into a bigger and badder form. A Bandit Warlord to end all Bandit Warlords.
Tremble before me, little Venusaur! I am now Bandit B Warlord, the greatest Pokemon thief who has ever lived!
Yeah, you definitely got bigger, but why the change in your middle initial?
You're asking the right questions, Zozo! The B stands for better than you could ever imagine, and you'll see that firsthand after I go relax in the Zen Garden for a bit. That last fight was incredibly stressful.
Fine, but our rematch will be even more stressful, Bandit B Warlord.
Yeah, for you!
Dang, you got me. That was a sick burn. I better hightail it out of here. From day 85 to day 89, I went back to the base and told Sandy Sandslash all about the sick burn that I received from the Bandit Warlord, who now went by Bandit B Warlord.
That does sound like a sick bird, but I know all about all of those, so I'll give you some help. With this fire aspect enchantment, you'll give him a sick burn with every one of your diamond sword strikes.
You sure about this, Sandy? I'm a grass type, so fire moves aren't really my thing.
Jeez, forget it then. No, wait, sorry. I'm trying to be nicer. I ran into the Bandit Warlord in the Zen Garden, and we had a deep conversation about handling anger.
I accept your apology, Sandy, and I think I'll use the enchantment after all. Once I made my diamond sword into a fire diamond sword, I went to go see the statue that Sandy Sandslash had completed in my absence. It was Gigantamax Venusaur, my most powerful evolved form. This was everything I ever aspired to be, but I was never able to achieve it.
Till now.
Sandy?
There's a Gigantamax candy over at Oasis Beach, and if you can nab it, you'll be able to Gigantamax into your huge form and bring Bandit J Warlord down.
Actually, it's Bandit B Warlord now.
Yeah, my mistake, but still, that G-Max can't.
From day 90 to day 94, I searched throughout the Oasis Beach until I came upon Beedrill's old hideout. That thieving bug used to grab all sorts of stuff back in the day. I'll bet if anyone had the Gigantamax candy, it would have been him. I scoured the entire room of his incredibly luxurious beach home until I found a chest which had to be the location of a valuable item. Jackpot! Before I could move in to claim the prize, some Ratatata rushed into the room and got in my way again.
That candy is ours, Flower Boy. We're still Team Steel, so we're gonna steal it.
Don't you guys get tired of working for that Bandit Waldord? There's so much else to enjoy in this overworld, so why choose to be evil?
You can't Zen master your way out of this one.
Fair enough, but why don't we make a deal? I'll take the candy, and you guys can have the beach house all to yourselves.
Hey, you know what? This beach house is pretty great. The chest is all yours.
The Ratatatas left, and I turned to open the chest, gaining the Gigantamax candy that I would need to beat Bandit Waldord once and for all. From day 95 to day 97, Nina Ninetails showed up at my base in the Ebony Woods, and I was glad to know that she was still okay in the era of Bandit Waldord.
Your base is incredibly nice, Zozo. Wow, is me. If only I could raise Vulpix in a place like this.
You really think so? Well, if you want to, then Vulpix can move in when all this is over.
Are you sure, Zozo? I don't want to be too much of a burden.
Well, I let Sandy Sandslash live here. How bad could you be?
Thank you, Zozo. It's much appreciated. By the way, I was planning to give you a gift that would help you in your battle against Bandit Waldord.
Nina Ninetails granted me a powerful suit of netherite armor, the best kind of durability in the overworld. Thanks, Nina. This will definitely keep my heart safe from damage.
Guard those hearts carefully, Zozo. Bandit Waldord is going to try and steal everything.
I know, but I've got the G-Max candy, so I'll take care of him soon. On day 98, I wanted to clear my head, so I went to visit my statue. It's important to relax before a big battle, and they say that a grass Pokemon can achieve enlightenment by being still, like grass. And even though all of you watching might not be grass types, you could find your own kind of enlightenment by watching more of my videos. Search for ZOZO, and you'll be on the path to complete and total tranquility, or at least more fun and enjoyment. On day 99, I took the Gigantamax candy with me all the way to the Gravelly Mountains. Team Steel's hideout drew closer, and I could see that no more Rattata were there to guard it. They must all be really living it up at that beach house. Good for them. Team Steel was now more like, not a team, just one mean guy, and not even him for very much longer. I walked through the empty base until I could see Bandit Waldord coming to meet me.
You took everything from me. My Zen, my Ratatata minions, my middle initial, and other stuff, I'm sure.
How does it feel to be on the other side of stealing for once? Not that I feel bad for you.
You're gonna eat those words after I steal them.
Steal this. I gobbled up the candy and grew to Gigantamax supersize, becoming G-Max Venusaur. I had a whopping total of 100 hearts and powers beyond anything a regular Venusaur could dream of. Bandit Waldord tried to take me on, but between Nina Ninetails' netherite armor and my Gigantamax bulk, he couldn't put a dent in my health. I retaliated with an enchanted diamond sword attack, giving Bandit Waldord that sick burn that I wanted to return.
Ah, I've been burned.
There's more status conditions where that came from. You're about to be badly poisoned by my Max Ooze attack. I fired a purple blast of poison at the Bandit Waldord, and he was poisoned forever.
What did you do to me?
This poison will hurt you anytime you try to steal something, so rid yourself of your criminal urges and live a life of Zen enlightenment.
Curses! You beat me by showing me a better way to live in the long run.
He laid down his arms, changed his clothes, and we both went our separate ways. On day 100, I went back home where Sandy Sandslash and Nina Ninetails were waiting for me. Without Team Steel, we could live out our peaceful days as free Pokemon. On day 1, I splashed into the world as water Pokemon Squirtle. I was as small as a raindrop, but my lack of tsunami size wasn't one to keep me down. I guess we're doing a beach episode. This seems like the perfect place to play some volleyball. If it weren't so hot, that is. Jeez, I'm sweating my shell off out here. Sun, go away. Come again another day.
The sun may be hot, but I'm sweltering.
I panned down to see a Mega Charizard X standing imposingly in the sand. Oh hey, are you here on vacation too? It sure is nice not having to worry over getting trapped in a Pokeball out here. I'm like totally relaxed.
Vacation? More like staycation. I'm here 24/7. The paradise this never ends. This is my turf, Turtle. Now scram before I feed you to the seagulls.
But I'm not just a turtle, I'm a Squirtle.
Beach Smeech, you think you can just waddle in and steal my favorite suntanning spot? I'm the fiery guy of Apacalpo Beach. Make like some sea foam and fizz before I flip-flop out on you.
What does that even mean? Jeez, can't we just share the beach? There seems to be enough room for all of us.
Share? Oh, sure. That's funny. You're funny. Didn't you hear me the first time, Turtle? I said scram.
The Mega Charizard unleashed a terrifying jet of fire, scaring me so bad I had no choice but to run. Yikes! So much for a fun in the sun kind of day. This is almost as disappointing as getting sand in your shoes. Well, I'm sure he doesn't stake claim over the entire beach. I guess I'll just have to take my 100-day vacation elsewhere. On day 2, I galloped along the warm sand of Apacalpo Beach, looking for a place to relax. I was lucky that big old Charizard wasn't able to blast me with his fire breath. Being as small as a water droplet only yielded me 8 hearts. One of the best parts of vacationing is trying all the cool new foods. Could really go for a refreshing treat right now, like lemonade or some iced tea or some guava. That's it. Don't mind if I do. As I chowed down on some delicious guava, I felt something pelt me on the shell. It was a Charmander's fireball. Youch! Come on, no battles, please. Haven't you heard? Zozo's on vacation, which means no fighting, no quarrels, no mining, no quests.
And no guava. That's my dad Charizard's favorite vacation snack, not for rando consumption. I'm what you could call his guava guardian.
Guava Guardian? I've never heard of any guava-type Pokemon before.
Guava-type Pokemon? I'm a Charmander, you goof. And if I recall, fire and water don't mix. So why don't you make like a seashell and... Oh, forget it. Dad is way better at those similes than I am. Just scat.
If Charizard's last one-liner was supposed to be a good one, I'd hate to hear what yours are.
Oh, sick burn. Wait, I'm the only one allowed to make sick burns. No more guava. Eat my flames, fool.
Charmander was fast to attack me, and I quickly learned his feisty attitude wouldn't burn out anytime soon. Scared, I'd be sizzled to nothing. I began to trot off, but ran straight into a Raichu. Oh no, an electric-type Pokemon. If I know anything, it's that electricity and water make a far worse pair than fire and water.
Just keep your distance and you'll be fine. The last time I high-fived a water type, bad things happened. I just wanted to celebrate my teammate's beach volleyball tournament win, man. Horsey, I'm so sorry.
Your eyes are getting all watery.
I'm not crying, I've just got sand in them.
Well, as a water type myself, I feel compelled to help you unpack this tear-welling experience. Want to take this somewhere else? I've got vacation time to kill, and I need to unpack my literal bags as well.
Sure, I know the perfect place, and it's far cheaper than staying in a resort. Follow me.
With my new ally, I ran out of the danger zone, ready to find exciting new pastures of this vacation world. On day 3, Raichu took me to a far-off part of the beach, assuring we wouldn't be bothered by any fire types.
This part of the shore gets the most washed-up trash. It may not be pretty, but since it's a far cry from paradise, Charizard wouldn't dare lay a flaming foot here. Plus, all this garbage serves for some awesome kindling.
And ironic you'd take me to your campfire, being I've been trying to avoid fire anything for the past 2 days.
Oh, I know, but since this area of the beach is quite shaded, the ocean breeze makes it chilly fairly quickly. I didn't want you to change from a water type into an ice type.
I don't think that's a possible evolution for me, but regardless, I appreciate the sentiment. I went ahead alone to explore the area, and in the process, I ran into a Weedle.
Who are you? You're not here to capture us, are you?
Capture you? Oh no, I don't sling any Pokeballs. I'm here on vacation, just like every other Pokemon.
Oh, good.
I'm Squirtle Zozo. Nice to meet you. And you are... Geez, you're awfully small. Just a Weedle little guy, aren't ya?
That's because I'm a Weedle.
A Weedle what?
A Weedle.
Yeah, but a Weedle bit what?
Oh, forget it. Anyways, you gotta help us, Zozo. That nasty Charizard and his lackey keep ruining all our vacations. We used to come to Apacalpo Beach to relax. They've made our time off so stressful that we'd rather be cooped up in Pokeballs or engaging in battle or something.
Jeez, that's no good. If it grants relaxation for others, I guess I'll be spending my own vacation time trying to rid these guys off of Apacalpo. Maybe I'll even defeat them in 99 days. And once they're gone, I'll spend that 100th day building a victory sandcastle.
Oh, thank you, Zozo. Thank you so much. Now let's fire those fire types off the island. Or you can fire those fire types. I'll be standing off to the side for emotional support and definitely not attempting to avoid conflict in any way.
From day 4 to day 5, I scoured the beach for wood and crafted a wooden pickaxe. Sick of its splinters, I then gathered a bunch of stone and fancied myself a new set of tools, a stone sword and a non-splintery stone pickaxe. I may be adventuring on vacation time, but I can at least build myself an on-theme base. And build I did. A bodacious beach bungalow, that is. Or maybe not totally bodacious, but it was definitely enough for me and my friend Raichu. Despite being my pal, I was sure to make us our own separate rooms. I didn't want to run the chance of getting electrocuted in my sleep. Once I was done, Raichu dropped in to admire all my hard work.
Awesome bungalow, SQUIRTLE. It's sure to protect us from guys like that.
Guys like, oh no! A lousy enemy Pokemon popped up right outside our base! It's a Sandslash! I brandished my sword and trotted outside, striking the Sandslash with all my might. A lot cheaper than paying for a vacation or spa day, it was mildly relaxing, and with a few clean swings, I was able to take him out shortly after. In wake of my victory, I was granted 12 hearts, an energy-packed water blast, and evolved into my new and improved form, a Wartortle. This'll be sure to douse those fire types' flames. Call me a firefighter, cause I'm fighting that fire. I'll workshop that. From day 6 to day 8, I decided to step away from the beach and journey into the nearby Cherry Blossom Forest, a popular tourist site amongst vacationing Pokemon. So this is where all those fancy photo ops take place. I wonder if Sharon lives here. Man, me and him go way back. Expecting to hear the typical camera snaps and shudders associated with the area, I was surprised to be met with angry shouting not too far off from where I was.
It's beat it, Beedrill. You're ruining my photo.
Is everything good over here?
No, everything is not good. A stupid Beedrill keeps photobombing my perfect shots. Oh, come on. If it keeps hogging up the frame, I'm gonna start charging it a photographer's fee.
Relax, I've got it under control. I left the salty Vulpix to his own devices and hunted down the photobombing Beedrill. Come on, man, you're ruining priceless memories. I instantly attacked the Beedrill with my stone sword, striking him several times. It took a few tries, but I sent him spiraling to the ground where he'd never mess with Vulpix's photography again. I ran back to my new buddy with the good news. Boom, I did it.
Gee, thanks. If I want to snag the perfect pick, we're gonna have to move this photo op elsewhere and evade some dangerous foes in the process. A shoot is never a shoot without some risk.
That sounds a little scary, but I'm down to try. From day 9 to day 10, Vinny Vulpix and I walked through the Cherry Blossom Forest for quite some time, mostly because he kept taking pictures of all the most scenic trees and views.
I'm making memories out here.
Yeah, but we should be making tracks. Didn't you say there was a dangerous evolved Pokemon in the area?
Are you talking about the 3 Dougs?
3 Dougs?
Yeah, 3 Dougs, and together they form the Doug Trio.
I soon found out exactly what Vinny meant as a rumbling earthquake separated us. Part of the ground exploded, and I fell into a small grotto where I encountered Doug Trio.
3 heads are better than 1. You do the math, Baldy.
Whoa, I didn't know you were fire type.
We're not. We're ground type.
Then why are you giving me burns? I launched an attack that should have been super effective against Doug Trio, but the triple threat was too speedy for my attack to connect. Doug Trio hit me with a melee attack that dropped my hearts low, and I knew that this battle would end in my loss if I kept this up. I decided to make a turtle-tastic retreat out of the ground-type grotto to get away from Doug Trio. Farther into the woods, I reunited with Vinny Vulpix.
I was totally crazy. I took some great pictures of you running for your life.
Delete those. I'll be able to defeat the 3 Dougs on the inevitable rematch several days from now. This was just a warm-up.
Say don't spray it, water boy. Anyway, all this nature walking has me eager to relax back at the hotel. But I lost my room key in that earthquake.
No problem. You can stay at mine for a bit while your photos develop. You can pay me back with manual labor.
Manual labor? What kind of vacation is this?
From day 11 to day 12, Vinny Vulpix and I returned to my beach bungalow. When we arrived, I saw that my friend Raichu had demolished my old base and replaced it with a massive new base. It was gorgeous, but the interior was a bit empty, so I quickly built a computer room for Vulpix and a dark room tailored to his needs, figuring he had a lot of picks to develop.
A very own dark room? Oh man, this is awesome, SQUIRTLE. I'm sorry, and I mean this as a compliment, but you're never gonna see me again. I'll be cooped up in here developing photos like there's no tomorrow. I'll tell you what.
Glad you like it, Vinny. If you ever want to dip your paws into some interior decorating, we could use a few framed pics up on our walls. It's looking a little barren in here.
Oh, for sure, Zo. I'm a sucker for displaying my work. You know, I've always wanted to try out digital photography, so while you were as busy as a Beedrill, I decided to upgrade the base a little bit myself. I fancied you a pond and a computer room. I hope you don't mind. Maybe you can use it to book flights for your next vacay or something, once these 100 days are up. I don't think I'd stay at Acapulco ever again. They've been pitching me a timeshare ever since I got here, and I'm not a fan of those. Not when there's plenty more places to explore.
I feel you, Vinny. I'm a man of variety. I don't like staying in the same place over and over again, and in fact, I change into something new over and over again. Buying a timeshare would be pointless for me. Every 100 days, they'd have to prove I'm the same guy, just in a different body. Who knows? Maybe I'll spend my next 100 days as a regular old turtle. That'd be awesome.
Well, before you go all totally turtle on me, better pick up the pace on, whatever it is you're supposed to be doing right now.
Oh, yeah! I should probably go grab some iron ingots and upgrade these Stone Age tools of mine. And I did exactly that. I descended into a nearby cavern with my pickaxe, mining a bunch of iron ore. I was able to nab some ingots and smelt myself a new pair of tools, an iron pickaxe and an iron sword. On my way back to the bungalow, I ran into a gaggle of sheep who were seemingly looking for a place to stay. Lost room keys too, huh? Well, I've got the perfect spot for you. Come on now, sheep, come on, follow me back home. But they didn't follow. Oh, I get it. Come on now, Wooloos. That seemed to do the trick. From day 13 to day 15, I was in the computer room trying to order a bundle of water stones online in order to evolve further than my war turtle form. I know I can beat the 3 Dougs if I'm fully evolved into my most turtlefying evolutionary stage yet. I was so engrossed in finding the best deals that I didn't notice Raichu enter the lab.
Hey, Zozo, what are you doing?
Getting some water stones so I can evolve like you.
What? I may have evolved from Pikachu with a Thunderstone, but War Turtle don't evolve with a Water Stone.
I don't?
No way, buddy. You gotta find yourself an EXP potion.
What does the EXP stand for?
Excellent Extreme Potion.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I did a quick search online to find out where they sold EXP potions and found out there was a convenience store in the Cherry Blossom Forest. I took a scenic walk out through the biome and soon found a ruined building that was partially on fire. I panicked when I realized what it used to be. Oh no, the convenience store has been destroyed. How inconvenient! I turned around and saw a smug-looking Charmeleon holding the exact kind of EXP potion that I had come here for.
If anybody asks, I burned the store down by accident. Also, it wasn't me.
Whatever. Can I just have that potion?
Finders keepers. Losers, you.
I'll show you a loser. I went to war, Twirtle, with Charmeleon, and we pulled out iron swords to have an exhilarating saber duel over who got to keep the potion. It was a tense clash, as most sword fights to the death are, but I came out victorious. If anybody asks, this Charmeleon was never here. Also, yay, potion! I drank the spoils of war, Twirtle, and began to evolve into an entirely new and mightier form, Blastoise! I had 32 turtle-rific hearts and a couple of mean-mounted shoulder cannons that I could use to fire my water blasts, but also my brand new ice blasts. From day 16 to day 19, I traversed into the sandy dunes looking for some vacay recreation and flexing my new form a bit. Anyone out here itching to play a round of beach volley? I just recently evolved, and I think my big strong Blastoise arms could totally crush in a game. I may have been big and strong, but my large feet got caught on something below me and I toppled to the ground. Youch! What gives? Sitting in the sand was a big, hefty book. Curious of my find, I briefed through the pages, and what I found was upsetting to say the least. Purchase timeshare, purchase timeshare, purchase timeshare, all under the same name. Charizard! Why is this guy buying out almost every slot on the Acapulco Vacationers Market? Surely he'd rather spend his money staying somewhere else. The overworld is too big not to explore. As I was talking, Charmeleon appeared behind me.
Ugh, you're telling me I wanted to go to Pal World. Dad said that amusement park is a blatant ripoff of some other really popular game franchise. Anyways, thanks for finding his timeshare records book for me. I lost that out here a few days ago, and he's been bugging me to get it back.
Charmeleon? I thought I defeated you.
No, that was my younger brother. He was always the favorite, so I appreciate you bumping me up on Dad's list. But if I really want to be son number one, I'm gonna have to destroy you. So, do me another solid.
Well, I won't do you a solid, but I can definitely do you a liquid. Take this, you annoying little ember! I unleashed my rain of literal rain onto Charmeleon, blasting him with several water blasts before striking him with my ice powers and turning him into a proper Charmeleon pup. Now that's what I call Charslander. See, I told you I'd workshop my one-liners. From day 20 to day 22, I geared up with more iron to strengthen the defenses of my already hard shell. I made a new batch of iron ingots from raw iron ore and used them to forge a formidable iron chestplate. Now that I'm armored up and fully evolved, it's about time for my rematch with the three Dougs, because I can! Dugtrio was still waiting in his stony grotto, like some kind of boss in a video game. I jumped down into the pit in order to face the three Dougs with my big bad Blastoise body. Hi Doug, how are you doing Doug? I'm back for a real fight.
You must be that war turtle from before. Find any burn heal for that zinger we gave you the last time?
I won't need any burn heal this time, because I can just put you on ice. I fired my ice blast at Dugtrio, inflicting the freezing status condition to lock all three Dougs in place. Then I used my water blast to bring a quick end to the battle. Three Dougs fainted. I might have overleveled for this. I looked around and I managed to find Vinny Vulpix's hotel room key in the grotto. Then I felt the temperature rise like crazy as Charizard flew over me. I managed to duck into a small cave to hide, but I couldn't help but overhear him talking to one of his Charmeleon children.
But Dad, I want to go home.
How many times do I have to tell you? We're never leaving this beach. We're going to stay on vacation forever, and that's final.
But I have to go back to school soon.
Junior, don't you dare use the S word around me now. I want you to go back to the beach and build sandcastles and eat ice cream and think about fun.
I hate it here.
The fire-type father and Charchild wandered off, and suddenly it all clicked for me. Charizard wants his vacation to last forever, and everyone who isn't related to him to never get a chance to enjoy it. What a burning jerk! And he won't get away with it! From day 23 to day 26, I returned to my bungalow base, exhausted from battle, and with Vinny's key in hand. Here you go, Vin. I went through heck and high water to get this key back, so I hope your hotel room was worth it.
Oh, sure. It was worth it until those fiery little Char children utterly destroyed the whole thing.
What? What do you mean?
Charizard's kids turned the place into a flaming playground, Zozo. You can see the smoke all the way from here. At this point, that hotel is suited for no one other than
the fire-type family. They're trying to sink their claws into every corner of this beach, Vinny. I'm sure of it. I'm gonna go grab some more iron ore. As far as I know, cast iron is flame resistant. I hope it'll make me the same if I wear enough of it at once.
Great plans, though. You're a better thinker than me. I should have known renting room 782 would have led to disaster.
I headed down into the caverns to grab some more iron ore. Using my collected ingots, I constructed a new iron helmet and boots to pair with my already made chestplate. Who knew being a Blastoise would require this many extra shells? For an already evolved species, we really need to step it up and evolve some more built-in armor. Trekking back to my bungalow, I was met face to face with a high wall surrounding it on all sides. Hello, it's me, Zozo. Who built this perimeter wall?
I did.
Vinny, is that you?
Sure is. What's the magic word?
What do you mean?
I built this upgrade for you in order to keep out rogue little Charmeleon brats. You need a magic word to get in. What's the magic word?
Stop playing games, Vinny. I'm tired from all this adventuring and need to lay down. What, do I need a room key or something?
Room key? Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Now come on in, you big Blastoise. I knew you had a brain beneath that thick iron helmet of yours.
From day 27 to day 31, I took another walk out through the hot sandy dunes, dreaming of the sandcastles that I might be able to build if I can have any peace and quiet away from Charizard and the whole Char family. Fortunately, there wasn't a trace of any Charmeleons in the area. There was another water-type Pokemon, the Lapras, relaxing along the side of a dune, so I decided to go over and introduce myself. Hey, pretty cool dunes, huh? Did you see the movie with the dunes? I hear Timothy Chalamet is even better in the second one. I'm Zozo, by the way.
Nice to meet you. I'm Simon Marquis de Lapras, but you can just call me Lapras. I haven't seen the Dune movie yet, so no spoilers.
I won't give anything away. Are you enjoying your vacation, Lapras?
Somehow I am, since those rowdy, unsupervised Charmeleons aren't going feral in this biome anymore.
I had nothing to do with that, but also everything to do with that.
Well, thank you. I come to this place for vacation every year, and it's never been this bad before. That Charizard is just ruining it for everyone.
You know, I actually have a great spot at the beach. You should come over and hang out with my friends and I. We'll even rent the first Dune movie.
That sounds so good right about now.
Lapras and I went back to base and had a chill time with some interior decorating. I harvested some wool from the Wooloo in the farm in order to hang up some banners. This really is the best spot in the house. I was having a blast when Raichu ran up to me, looking spooked out of his mind.
Zozo, we need your water Pokemon power. The Charmeleons are back on the beach going nuts, and Charizard still isn't supervising them.
From day 32 to day 35, I hurriedly followed Raichu to the other side of the beach, where a flurry of Charmeleon children were harassing horseshoe crabs.
What a silly decision to name these crabs after shoes. Once you flip them over, they can't seem to get back on their feet again.
What are you doing? You can't just leave them there like that. They're gonna end up frying under the sun.
That's the plan? Duh. Dad went out for his daily vacay dinner, and we got impatient waiting for leftovers. What we're doing isn't any less ethical than boiling lobster alive.
I don't like that you have some form of moral compass, yet still choose to do bad things. A pre-fight one-liner. Come on, pre-fight one-liner. I can't think of a good one now, but you get the idea. Get Blastoised! As I Blastoised the jar out of the Manders, I ushered a ton of horseshoe crabs back into the sea, trying to save them from burning alive under the sun's sweltering heat. However, one horseshoe crab looked a bit different. Wait a minute, is that?
Squirtle's Zozo? You're all grown up. Are you a Blastoise now? Is that what I'm seeing? Sorry, the sun is in my eyes.
Weedle! What have those kids done to you? How did they mistake you for a horseshoe crab? You don't even look remotely like a horseshoe crab.
They knew what they were doing, Zozo, and now they have exactly what they want. My timeshare belongs to their father now, because you can't share time when your time is up.
Oh, Weedle, don't say that. You're going to survive this. You're going to...
Get my timeshare back, Zozo. Get everyone's vacation time back. I know it's a grand task, but being the powerful adventurer that you are, the effort should be...
Weedle. Weedle's vacation ended far too soon, and motivated by his final words, I knew I couldn't rest until everyone was given the chance to have fun in the sun again. From day 36 to day 39, I remembered that it was never a bad time to enjoy the sights of the cherry blossom forest. I'm surprised these cherry blossom trees are still in season. Feels like I've been on vacation for weeks now. Because I have been on vacation for weeks now. The bug-type Pokemon Caterpie was crawling along the ground, and I could tell he overheard me talking about the trees.
Don't know if you noticed, but this entire overworld region is climate locked into an eternal spring and summer. It's why Pokemon from all over come to vacation here.
I guess that makes sense. I usually don't do my research on the overworlds I drop into in advance. It makes each new discovery that much more fresh.
Well, one thing you might not know is that the bright sunlight here makes the fire-type Pokemon much stronger than normal. That's why I've been hiding out here in the shade of these trees. I had a book I wanted to read, but I was startled by a flying Pokemon and dropped it a ways back.
I can go get your book back for you, Caterpie. You were super helpful about the trees and stuff, and I want to make sure your vacation is good too. I tried to retrace the path that Caterpie Caterpie had made through the woods and was ambushed by a Pharaoh, a very rude and aggressive bird Pokemon. It's a good thing Ice is super effective against flying types. I knocked out Pharaoh with one of my powerful Blastoise Ice Blasts. Wait, a flying type? That must mean the book is around here somewhere. I soon found Caterpie's book on the ground. It was a copy of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel, Dune. Whoa, so this is what those movies were actually based on? I thought they were just about sand. I gave the book back to Caterpie, and he filled me in on a bit more information regarding Charizard.
Charizard is a mega evolved Pokemon, and his powers distort space and time shares around him. The longer he stays here in the overworld, the more unbearable both the heat and his family will become.
From day 40 to day 43, I trotted back to my beach bungalow, with some welcome home improvements by my best friend Raichu.
Hey, Zozo, just out of curiosity, what happened after you confronted those beach-destroying Charmeleons a few days back? Sorry for leaving you in the dust, or sand.
No hard feelings, but there was plenty of tough emotional processing to be had on the way back here. They ended up defeating Weedle.
Oh no, Zozo, I'm so sorry. Well, I've got just the Weedle thing to cheer you up.
Too soon.
I added some bookshelves and couches to the base. We trek in sand on our paws all the time, so I figured sitting up off the floor would help. Bookshelves are chock full of travel pamphlets, so when we're finished destroying the Char family, we can flee to an undisclosed location and avoid any legal repercussions.
Raichu, I became a lawyer in surviving 100 days in Pal World, which viewers should totally watch, by the way. So anything you do and say to me can easily be used against you in a court of law. We stood in awkward silence for a bit before Raichu's guests arrived.
Sweet, my dad's here. Initially, we were supposed to split a room at the Apacalpa Hotel, but since it's overrun with flaming heckfire children, I think their high energy would give him an electrifying heart attack.
No worries. Tell him to grab a seat. And as for myself, well, I think I'll take a break from all this adventuring myself. But my break didn't last long. Soon enough, Lapras arrived, and I went to meet him.
Zozo, my adventurous friend. Glad to catch you while you're not busy. We've got a bit of a problem. Dune 3, the Dune dudes, is supposed to start shooting today, but that lousy Charizard is rendering the biome uninhabitable to anyone but him. Please go chase him out of there. My favorite movie franchise depends on it.
From day 44 to day 49, I rushed out to the dunes per Lapras's request, hoping that lousy Charizard hadn't destroyed too much to remedy. According to IMDb, Dune is a mythic and emotionally charged hero's journey, which I suppose reflects my situation. Darn, I really should have invited Vulpix to film the fight. Maybe we could have made a movie better than Dune. But my thoughts on Dune were interrupted by the worst thing, Mega Charizard X himself.
With the way this biome is looking, any movie set would look better than Dune's.
Mega Charizard X? But why? Why are you destroying the dunes?
Dune's filming is gonna drive up vacationer attendance. I can't have my beaches flooded with annoying movie buffs. As of now, Acapulco rates 5 stars, and for me and my children, we won't settle for anything less. Speaking of, here's one of those stars right now. Oh, Stormy, wipe off this annoying little water type, will ya?
MCX disappeared, leaving a vicious Starmie in his place. Oh no, a water type versus a water type? This has to be some kind of sick joke. But Starmie definitely wasn't joking. He thrust himself at me like a ninja star, and I had no choice but to engage in water-to-water combat. When Starmie kept on the offensive, I knew deliberation would be no use, and I had a sneaking suspicion I'd be fighting him for the next few days. From day 50 to day 53, I continued my battle with Starmie. Despite my bewildering waves, I was starting to feel washed up. You're a psychic type too, aren't you? Jeez, I can't tell if I have a headache from being dehydrated or because you're inflicting one on me.
Starmie, star might, have this wish I wish tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might. Fill me with might so I can destroy this Squirtle.
You can't just make nursery rhymes and not rhyme. That's like crime against the whole concept of those. I tried to blast him with my ice powers, but from all this intensive battling, I was far too warm to keep cool. Starmie attempted to stick me with his spiky limbs, but I managed to dodge out of the way and deliver a few water blasts which, due to the dune's hot biome, came out as boiling water. Starmie was quickly defeated, and out from his boiled starfish body appeared some mystical diamonds. Hey, I saw these diamonds listed on Poke eBay when I was browsing for water stones all those days ago. They were far too overpriced, so I decided to give them the pass. Starmie was a water-type trader and a scalper? Man, why am I not surprised? I decided to pocket the mystical diamonds in my shell, hoping they'd come in handy later. I was really itching to craft myself a diamond sword, since the whole blue weapon thing would totally match my aquatic demeanor. From day 54 to day 57, I began my journey back home before I rudely interrupted a dune-dwelling Gyarados. Another water type in the desert? What on earth is going on? Actually, I'm one to talk. I'm also a water type in the desert. Worried he'd dry out in the dune's sweltering heat, I squirted him a few times with my water blast, but I guess I didn't know my own strength, and I ended up destroying him on accident. Well, there's always at least 2 casualties every 100 days. I eventually returned to my bungalow and met with Lapras, who was super enamored when I showed him the mystical diamonds Starmie dropped.
Wow, these are delightful.
No touchy! I want smudge-free diamonds for the sword I'm gonna craft.
Understandable. How's it Starmie's gone? I guess Charizard's Acapulco Beach just dropped down from 5 stars to 4, huh? Boy, that's got a sting.
You mean that's gotta burn? Lapras and I shared a good chuckle before I decided to crash out on the couch for a bit. But that bit only lasted for about 2 seconds before I realized I should get up and visit the mining caverns if I wanted to see that diamond sword come to fruition. Ocean Blue Tools, you're one step away. With you in my claws, it would make my day. And you can make my day too by subscribing to my channel, Zozo. That's Z-O-Z-O, Z as in Zubat, and O as in Oshawott. From day 58 to day 62, I dove down into the caverns like a deep-sea scuba diver, looking to mine some more crystal blue diamonds. I was lucky to strike a plentiful amount of ore not too far into my excursion. Quick to set up my crafting table, I made myself an ocean-colored diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. If only I could craft a diamond trident, Poseidon would be proud. When I returned to my base, Raichu scuttled up to me, his fur standing on end with impalpable electric excitement.
Squirtle Zo, check this out! While you were down mining in the depths, I decided to make the bungalow even better than before. I built a terrace for the Wooloos and made a pond.
Wow, our bungalow is turning into an even better place to stay than Acapulco Hotel. Thanks, Raichu, it's electric.
For sure, I can really feel the sparks between all of us friends living here. A vacation isn't a vacation without some close pals in your world, now is it?
Pal, world, why do those 2 words sound so familiar?
A ship has sailed, Zozo. No one wants to hear about that rip-off game anymore. We're at Acapulco Beach, not at Acapulco Breach. Now let's have a party Galvanic style. What's shaking?
It's electric.
Just move it.
Like electric. From day 63 to day 66, Vulpix and I were admiring the photographs he took a long time ago.
This one's of my nephew's birthday party, this massive Pokemon freeway. And this one is of me and my college friend.
Whoa, your college friend was a Butterfree?
Yeah, he was more like my best buddy free. I wonder what he's up to nowadays. The last time I saw him, he was working the graveyard shift at a gift shop. Never really pursued anything with his degree.
There's a gift shop right around the corner from Acapulco Hotel. I've got some disposable income to drop. I'll take a stop by. If I see him, I'll tell him you said hello. I made my way to the hotel. The front desk was abandoned, so I just made my way through to the back, where I rode the hotel monorail to the Amaranth Jungle. Lucky not to run into any Char children on my way there, and later headed inside the Acapulco gift shop, where I met face-to-face with the glum Butterfree.
They don't call this place the Amaranth Jungle for nothing. Stupid dead-end job. Oh, shoot, a customer. Welcome to Acapulco Gifts, where the gifts are absolutely amazing.
Hey, you're Butterfree, right? The Butterfree? Friend of Vinny Vulpix?
Vinny, we were so close in college. He was practically my cousin. How's he doing these days?
Good. I told him I'd swing by and say hi.
Man, you just made my entire shift. Say, are you looking to purchase anything in particular? How may I help you?
Let's turn the tables a bit, because Tails, before I brought up Vinny, you seemed pretty down in the dumps. Butterfree, how may I help you?
Wow, no one's ever asked me that before. I mean, do have a bit of a problem in the stockroom I could use some assistance with. Follow me, I'll show you.
From day 67 to day 70, Butterfree showed me to the gift shop's back room, where a big, nasty Raticate lurked.
This oversized rat keeps gnawing on all the merchandise, and every time I try to shoo him away, he bites me. I'm not a cheese-free, you stinky animal. I'm a Butterfree. Those are two completely different dairy products.
Speaking of products, I'll be sure to recover your losses. Feel free to flutter out. I'm taking this rat head on. I lunged at the Raticate with my diamond sword. Being the size of a large cat, packed quite the punch, and managed to eat into some of my hearts too. I watered Raticate with my Ice Blast, then my Water Blast, then my Ice Blast again, back and forth, until the big rat was defeated. His ego now the size of a tiny mouse.
Great job, Zozo. Oh, thank you so much. Wait, why is all the merchandise half frozen and sopping wet? It's even more damaged than it was before.
I'll tell Vinny you said hi. From day 71 to day 74, I sped far away from the Apagolpo gift shop, desperate to avoid a potential property damage lawsuit. If they can't tie me to the crime, I won't do the time.
You won't be doing any time when I'm done with you, Squirtle Zo. Once you're out of the picture, your timeshare is as good as mine. Once I've acquired yours, every single hotel room, every single surf session, every spa day, and every grain of sand on Acapulco Beach will belong to me.
You can't hog up everyone's vacation time, Charizard. This isn't fair. You're just one guy.
One guy with a bajillion charmeleon children. Your share is the last I've yet to acquire, Zozo. In fact, I think best time to acquire it would be right about now.
Mega Charizard X unleashed a ferocious fury of fiery flames on me. I tried to battle him back with my bubbly Ocean Blue Blast, but both my strength and alliterative prowess were too weak in the face of his vigor.
I may be a middle-aged father, but constantly chasing after my trillion kids surely keeps me spry. Give it up, Zozo. You're no match for me.
I didn't want to admit it, but Charizard was right. He was the Charsar of battle. And with my health depleting quick, I decided it'd be in my best interest to run, like a meek little wet blanket.
That's right, Zozo. Run along and search for some courage, just like you viewers should search for more Zozo videos to watch. Z-O-Z-O. Z like Zigzagoon. O like Omastar. Wait, why did I just say that? What just possessed me to say that?
From day 75 to day 78, I was feeling really Houndour about my ghastly defeat by Charizard. I thought that maybe if I wasn't so drowsy and such a slowpoke, I might actually stand a chancey against the fearsome father. But maybe that was just wishcashful thinking. I was really feeling PIKACHU, and that's not even a real Pokemon. Then Lapras showed up.
Hey, Zozo, I found the original Dune movie from like 40 years ago on Pokemon Netflix. I've heard it's a really terrible movie. Wanna watch it?
Thank you, Lapras, but I think I might still be too sad to watch a movie.
Okay, we can watch it another time. Do you instead want to see our brand new watchtower?
Lapras showed me the watchtower they built, which was perfect for seeing the gorgeous beach views. In higher spirits, I went to visit Raichu so I could tell him how nice of a base location we picked. Love this location.
That does sound lovely. Speaking of lovely, I mean lonely, I mean lucky. Zozo, I made this cactus sword for you. It's infused with desert power.
Thanks, Raichu. I took hold of the cactus sword, and it made me Dynamax into a really big Blastoise. The me that controls the cactus controls the universe. I learned the move Warden Blast and had a total heart count of 100 hearts. From day 79 to day 84, I stomped through the Amaranth jungle on a total rampage. Maybe if I do more property damage, it will cancel the earlier crimes out. I saw some mischievous-looking Flareons hanging about and starting fires, and decided it would be a good test of my new abilities as a Humongo Blastoise to put a stop to it. Am I a Blaziken, an Infernape, an Embror, or a Cinderace? Because I'm about to be firefighting! I started blasting, shooting Water Blasts, Ice Blasts, and Flash Cannons until all the Flareons Pokemons were flary gone. My ranged attacks are so good that I almost don't even need the Cactus Sword. I began to leave the area before the authorities showed up and noticed that there was one more evolution still hanging around the Amaranth jungle, a Vaporeon who was a water type just like me.
You really cooled off my brothers and sisters with your water blasts. They all got fire stones to evolve from Eevee, but I'm the rebel of the family, so I chose a water stone.
You must like water a whole lot.
Who doesn't? Anyway, I've been holding on to this diamond helmet for a bit, and I think you should have it.
That's really nice of you. Thanks, Vaporeon.
Just don't tell anybody where you got it, and ignore the fact that the tag from the store is still on it. It's not stolen or anything, but yeah.
I equipped the diamond helmet and thanked the very nice Vaporeon, who was totally not a thief. From day 85 to day 89, I arrived back at my base, looking pretty swanky with my new blue Too Cool helmet. Unfortunately, I wasn't the only one rocking the boat that day. A Charmeleon had gotten there before me, ready to make waves. And by making waves, I meant utterly eviscerating my bungalow in a heaping helping of Heckfire. Are you kidding me? This isn't preschool, you nasty little punk. No kids allowed.
Hey, I'm 20 years old. I can't help it that I'm the runt of the Charmeleon litter.
My slip-up only managed to make the Charmeleon angrier. He then set aflame my Wooloo pen, but unfortunately for him, wool is a naturally fire-resistant textile. You just tried to end my sheep.
And you're lucky I didn't try to end you. You wouldn't have stood a chance. Try and catch me now, you blubbering bubble baby.
For a 20-year-old, you're far more immature than your siblings. I ran the man-child Charmeleon down, but in the wake of our chase, I fell snout first into a weird, hairless cat thing.
Mew.
More like, ew, why are you so bald?
Hey, I can't help it that the hot summer sun burned all my fur off.
Well, I may not be able to get your fuzzy pelt back, but I can cool you off a bit. Here, Ice Blast ahoy. I spritzed the Mew with my ice powers, and although it seemed to take the heat off, he looked mildly unhappy by the end of it. What? What's wrong?
Just because I don't have any fur doesn't mean I'm not a cat anymore. I hate water, buddy.
Well, are you any cooler now at least?
Oh yeah, by a long shot.
Can I get a thank you then?
No.
Wow. Cats really aren't man's best friend. From day 90 to day 94, I had it up to here with these monster flaming Charmeleons in my monster flaming overworld. And by up to here, I mean wherever my Blastoise arms are in relation to the ground. I can't really move them that high, but I'm really tall, so that should show you how G's off I truly am. The Charmeleon scrambled into a huge vacation property in the Amaranth jungle.
I'm telling my dad.
This gigantic place must have been Charizard's Mojo Doja Casa house that he shared with his bazillion chillins, and may not be ready to take this place on yet. It's gotta be crawling with miniature Charbrats. That's when a bigger Charmeleon came bounding out of the house in a full fiery force.
Oi, picking on me, brothers. I'll give you a right smackaroo, I will, governor.
Huh? You don't sound like the rest of your family, Charmeleon.
That's 'cause I just got back from studying abroad in jolly old England. This is my summer holiday with my family, and you're out here being cheeky and making trouble. I'll fix her, you big turtle.
I couldn't understand a word he said, but this Charmeleon could fight. He attacked me with his metal claws that nearly broke through my diamond helmet. He even knew his father's fire spin move, which trapped me in a jet of fire. I broke free by rotating in place, but it made me super dizzy, and my aim for my blasts were off. You're really strong, Charmeleon. Did they teach you how to fight in London?
I'll kick your shell, you fish and chips, yellow-bellied, cannon-toting, rinky-dink, salt-blasted land crawler. I don't care how evolved you are.
From day 95 to day 97, Charmeleon's vicious onslaught continued as I mustered my defenses to withstand his barrage of brutal blows and Britishisms. I moved back and fired a couple ice cannons, which Charmeleon was able to tank without much trouble. I then fell back on using my water blast to hit Charmeleon with a super effective strike. He continued to try and take fight into melee range, so I let him, but not without countering with some slashes from my cactus sword. The fight raged on, challenging my skills at every turn, but no second stage fire type Pokemon was going to take me down. I would win the fight because I was bigger and stronger, and I was, so I did. Charmeleon poofed into dust, but I assumed he was in a better place. Suddenly, Charmeleon reappeared. I wasn't expecting it, so I was startled.
Oi, and one more thing. You gotta stop me old man from keeping the rest of me brothers on permanent holiday. They'll turn into little monsters if they don't go back to school and learn how to socialize proper. Cheers, Zozo.
He dusted again, which was very weird. My mission is clear now. I'm going to take down Charizard and put his rowdy Char offspring back into the public school system where they belong. On day 98, I walked around my bungalow one last time. I hoped it wouldn't be my last time, but it's always good to prepare for the worst.
I want you to have my only copy of Dune Awakening, Zozo. Being a survival-style game, I'm sure it'll teach you all the ins and outs on living through your battle with Charizard.
Thanks, Slappers, but for the past 98 days, we've already been playing a survival game. I used to be more hopeful, but at this point, I don't think I'll ever be granted the chance of living life in creative mode. Then Raichu came over and stared at me in silence for a moment.
I was going to give you a good luck high five, but after what happened to Horsey, I can't go through that again, man.
It's fine, Raichu. We can air hug. Let's air hug. Vinny was the last of my friends to bid me a hopefully not permanent farewell. Vinny, if I die, I have a question I want answered.
Lay it on me, pal.
Does your last name Vulpix have anything to do with your love for taking pics? You know, like as in pictures?
No, actually. I come from a long line of car salesmen.
Weird.
Hey, don't be rude. That's my family you're talking about. Anyways, say cheese.
Huh?
Oh man, you blinked. Let me try again. Oh, I'm out of film. Well, I guess that's the picture in charge of honoring your legacy. Good luck fighting Charizard, Zozo. I hope this picture is featured at your victory party rather than your funeral.
On day 99, I manifested all my best buddies' wishes into my big Blastoise brain, passing through the nostalgic Cherry Blossom Forest. I knew what I had to do. Take down Father Zard, return all the timeshares back to the vacationers of the beach, and send those Charmeleons back to school. So many Pokemon came to Acapulco to relax, but in my case, I had done anything but. I only hoped that by the end of all this, I'd at least be able to build that sandcastle. I finally reached Charizard's vacation house again, looming large in the forest. I could hear many Char children wreaking havoc inside, so I approached it with caution.
Hey, someone's at the door.
Not it. I'll get it. Zozo?
Butterfree,
What are you doing here?
I'm here to fight Charizard. What are you doing here?
I got fired from the Acapulco thrift store after my boss saw what happened to the merchandise. I picked up babysitting as a side hustle, but if I had known adventuring was a possible career path, I would have done what you're doing instead. I'm telling you, Zozo, it's a nightmare in here.
Don't worry, Butterfree. They don't call these the Amaranth Jungle for nothing. I'll end this shift for you once and for all. But I need to get to Charizard first. Is he home?
Yeah, so why he hired a babysitter when he wasn't even going anywhere is beyond me. I think he's just tired of dealing with his kids himself. Anyways, I'll make sure they stay distracted. They've been playing Mario Kart for hours, and fighting over who gets the remote next has been keeping them occupied. Now go. Don't walk in front of the TV. You don't want to know what happens when you walk in front of the TV.
I snuck inside Charizard's vacation home and gingerly trekked past the kids, as quiet as my big Blastoise body would allow. It was only a matter of time before the final showdown would commence. On day 100, I walked into the desolate and apocalyptic wreckage of a backyard that hadn't been cleaned in at least 100 days. Charizard stood among the mess, a mad dragon resting on his hoard of trash.
Vacation is forever, Zozo. An always grand and busy Blastoise like you wouldn't understand. You don't even have one kid, let alone an uncountable horde of potential fire hazards.
Maybe not, but even I can get that being a parent is hard work. It seems like you want to make your kids everybody else's problem, instead of doing any of that work. What kind of Pokemon do you want them to be when they grow up? Because if you don't take the time to raise them, then you don't get to complain about it.
Oh, so is that why you've come here for our inevitable rematch? To teach me a lesson about good parenting?
No, Charizard. I've come to teach you a lesson about letting other people enjoy their time off and not hogging the beach. There are other people in the overworld who are working hard and actually want to spend time with their friends and family here. I fight
for all of them.
Then fight, Zozo. We'll see if you can make me leave this place. Fire spin!
Charizard unleashed a fire attack, but I countered with a water blast. My Warden Cannon launched right after, dealing some damage to the bad dad. Charizard dive bombed me from the air, but I had my Cactus Sword to strike him down. Of course, I knew that wouldn't be enough to stop a mega evolved beast. I unleashed the Frosty Cold on Charizard, and it hit him so hard that he reverted back into a regular non-mega Charizard. Without his mega power, I was able to wash him away with a water blast. The beach was safe at last. Oh boy, now this sandy environment is safe from the evil family who wanted to take control of it. Just call me Paul Blastoise Trades from Dune. I won!
On day 1, I spawned in as a Pokemon Creeper.
Creeper.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried for a second I'd only be able to say my own name. That takes some of the sting off being a baby with 5 hearts. I checked my inventory and found that I had a Pokedex guidebook. This would help me recognize all the other Pokemon I encountered. I looked at my surroundings. I was in some kind of forest. Not quite the Kanto region, but I could still explore. Further into the forest, among some tall grass, I discovered some more Creeper Pokemon, just like me.
Creeper.
Oh, I guess you guys aren't so talkative. That's fine. I'm sure I can find a trainer who will talk to me. But instead of a friendly Pokemon trainer, instead, a really scary bug-type Pokemon called a Deathworm popped out of the ground. Let's get out of here, guys!
Creeper.
We scattered off into the forest to avoid the Deathworm. I hid out behind some trees for the rest of the night. On day 2, I ventured out of my hiding spot, convinced that the Deathworm was gone. I hope I don't run into one of those again. Guess it isn't easy being a Creeper Pokemon, but at least I wasn't alone in being a Creeper Pokemon. While I was wandering around the Forgotten Forest, I found an evolved Creeper Pokemon. Oh wow, is that what I'm gonna look like when I evolve? I couldn't be more excited.
Creeper.
Well, even if I'm a baby Creeper Pokemon, at least I can talk. But I couldn't stand around for long. A deadly Fire-type Pokemon, the Cockatrice, came out of the trees and attacked. It breathed a jet of fire onto my new evolved Creeper friend, destroying him in an instant. And if it could do that to an evolved Creeper, I'd be in real trouble. I ran away as fast as I could. Later, I arrived in the lush red desert, far, far away from the Cockatrice and the Deathworm. Here, I could maybe build myself a home. Let's get building. I found some trees and knocked them down, collecting enough wood to make myself a wooden pickaxe and a wooden sword. These are pretty useless, but I guess everyone has got to start somewhere. With my extra wood, I started building my own wooden base to give me shelter from the elements. It felt nice to finally sleep indoors for once. On day 3, I went out to the meadows, wondering if I could beat some more Pokemon who wanted to come stay at my base. Instead, I found something even cooler, a Pokemon trainer. I ran over to him, so excited to finally have someone I could talk to. Hey, I'm Zozo. I'm a Creeper Pokemon. It's so cool to meet you. Oh wow, a Pokemon that can talk. You don't see that every day. I haven't seen a Pokemon trainer here yet either. Maybe we should team up. I'd love to, but I think I might need to become a more experienced Pokemon trainer before we can truly team up. But when I get there, I'll know where to find you. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it was a start. I started to head back to my base and used my wooden pickaxe to dig up a bunch of stone, which I used to improve my base and build myself a stone sword and a stone pickaxe. Before the day was out, a Pokemon called a Zoglin attacked me, and I was able to easily defeat it with my stone sword. After I defeated it, it dropped some rare candy on the floor, and I quickly collected it. This candy will come in handy later. From day 4 to day 5, I woke up and felt ready to eat that delicious rare candy I'd collected from the Zoglin the previous night. It's been a long week. I think I've earned a little treat. The second I ate the rare candy, I felt myself evolving and getting stronger. I got bigger. I now had 30 hearts and a brand new attack to use on enemy Pokemon, Fire Breath. Whoa, it looks like I'm a Fire-type Pokemon too! I spent the rest of the day in the Mojave Desert, which was even hotter than the one around my base. It was sandy everywhere, so I collected some sand blocks to use later. Then, I ran into a sandwich.
Hey there, little Creeper Pokemon. I actually saw a few more of your kind not far from here. You should go see them.
So I did. I searched around until I found a little group of Creeper Pokemon just like me. I was so happy.
Creeper.
Yeah, Creeper. How about you guys come and stay at my base? Us Creeper Pokemon should stick together for safety. We returned to my base in the lush red desert and found that a Wither was waiting outside. This wasn't good. Stand back, guys. I'll deal with this. I ran in and used my new Flame Breath to destroy the Wither. Being a Fire-type Pokemon was a lot of fun. From day 6 to day 8, I met up with the Pokemon trainer again, and we went exploring together, searching for some food. And not long after finding some, we went into a nearby underground cavern to do a little bit of mining. It's super dark in here. Don't worry, trainer, I can light the way. I breathed a jet of fire and lit up our way, seeing some iron ore in the blocks beneath us. I grabbed my stone pickaxe and started mining until I collected some ore. We built a furnace in the underground cavern and used the ore to create an iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Now I'm stronger than I've ever been. With our new equipment in hand, we went to the oasis to relax and spent some time in the sun next to the nice cool water. But not everything was so peachy in the oasis. We were suddenly attacked by a giant monster known as the Hydra. Even with all my new equipment and my fire-breathing power, I couldn't hurt him at all. Get out of here, Zozo. I'll take care of him. You need to get to safety. So I did, because it was all I could do. My Pokemon trainer and the Hydra fought until, in the end, neither of them remained. No! I started heading back alone. I felt so terrible. I'd lost everything. But on the way back, I ran into a friendly Myrmex queen.
Hello, little creeper Pokemon.
Hey, sorry if I seem a little down right now. I just lost a friend of mine.
Goodness, you can talk? That's incredible. I didn't know creeper Pokemon could talk.
Me neither. I might be the only one.
Well, if you lost your friend, perhaps I'll come stay with you. You shouldn't be alone on a night like this.
I would love that, Myrmex Queen. The Myrmex Queen and I returned to my base, and I created a new room for her to stay in. It was nice to finally have someone to stay with me who could actually talk. From day 9 to day 10, I woke up to find someone waiting outside my base. It was a huge, scary-looking Dread Knight, and he was here for me. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare. I'm the strongest Pokemon gym leader in the overworld, and that Hydra you and your friend destroyed, that was one of my prized Pokemon.
It destroyed my friend, and it attacked us first, too. How could you blame us for what happened?
Don't pity yourself. Not yet. When I'm done with you, you're gonna have something to really pity. Mark my words, you sad little creeper Pokemon. I'm going to get you.
And then he was gone, leaving me confused and afraid, not knowing what would happen next. From day 11 to day 12, I was woken up by the Myrmex Queen. She seemed incredibly excited to see me.
Zozo, I know that losing your friend was very hard for you, so I made you something that might help you process what happened. Come and see.
I came out and saw what the Myrmex Queen had created, a memorial for the fallen Pokemon trainer, so we'd always be able to remember him. This is amazing, Myrmex Queen. Thank you. Let's go traveling together. We went out to the orchard, where I hoped I might be able to find some food that would make me stronger. Instead, we just found an angry siren who didn't want to have our company. Being attacked while just going on a walk really gets me fired up. I breathed fire on the siren, defeating it, and the Myrmex Queen and I continued searching for ways to get stronger. That's when we met a friendly troll, and I decided to ask him.
Whoa, a talking Pokemon. That's exciting. If you want to get stronger, you can seek out Professor Oak. He's an expert when it comes to Pokemon, and I've heard he's got a clinic somewhere out in the meadows.
Professor Oak? Now that sounds like an idea. I'll need all the help I can get to be strong enough to defeat the Dread Knight. Wanna come stay at my base in the meantime?
Sure, that sounds like fun.
We went back to my base with the troll, and I built a new room for him to stay in. I wasn't so lonely now. From day 13 to day 15, I went off into the meadows to seek out Professor Oak. If that Dread Knight guy really was after me, I needed to get evolved as quickly as possible. While traveling through the meadows, though, I got attacked by a terrifying dragon-type Pokemon, the Lightning Dragon. There's no way I'm ready to face that thing. The Lightning Dragon was heading straight towards me. I tensed up and prepared to get destroyed, when suddenly a huge energy blast struck the side of the Lightning Dragon, defeating it and saving my life. When I turned and saw who fired the energy blast, it was just a tiny little pixie. I immediately ran over to thank her. You saved me there. I'm Zozo, and I'm so grateful for the help you gave me. If there's anything I can do, please let me know.
I'd always do whatever I can to help out a kind stranger. But sadly, I used up the last of my magical power to defeat that dragon. Do you think you could go and defeat the ghost-type Pokemon who's been haunting the meadow?
After the way you saved me there, it's really the least I could do. I traveled further into the meadow until I saw the spooky ghost type floating around. Thankfully, the undead hate fire, and with my fire-breathing power, I was soon able to defeat it. This ghost is toast. I then returned to the pixie to give her the good news and ask her if she knew anything about Professor Oak.
Thank you for the help, Zozo. Professor Oak is out of town on a research trip at the moment, but he'll be back in a week or so.
Thanks for the heads up. At least I was able to help here in the meantime. With that valuable info, I turned and started heading in the direction of my base. From day 16 to day 19, I returned to my base, only to find it was being attacked by a deadly Gorgon. I saw the friendly troll who told me about Professor Oak running at her, trying to defend the base. But it was hopeless. She destroyed him in one hit. No, Mr. Troll, you monster! I ran in to battle the Gorgon for what she'd done. I tried to hit her with my sword and my flame breath, but neither seemed to have an effect. She just laughed at me.
You sad little creeper Pokemon. Is that all you've got? Wow, the Dread Knight is wasting his time even sending me to destroy you. I've got better things to do. Later, loser.
With that, the Gorgon left, leaving me in the ruins of my base with another friend gone. At least I still had the Myrmex Queen, and she came to comfort me.
Don't worry, Zozo. We'll get back at them. And in the meantime, we'll repair the base and build back better.
I took the time to extinguish the fire around my base. Then, I returned to the underground cavern, mining more materials so I could make myself some iron armor. I can't afford to be unprotected right now. By the time I got back to my base, I found something exciting. The Myrmex Queen had invited over a bunch of Myrmex workers. They'd not only built a whole barracks for them to all live in, they'd also built a watchtower for us to keep a lookout for any more of the Dread Knight's henchmen. I ran over to the Myrmex Queen to thank her. This is amazing, Myrmex Queen. It's starting to really look like a base here.
You know what would make it even more like a base? A super cool statue.
That's an excellent idea. And in fact, I know exactly what to build. From day 20 to day 22, I was wandering around the prairie, looking for new friends and potentially new upgrades and gear. Instead, I found an angry Dread Scuttler. I really don't want to deal with this today. I defeated the Dread Scuttler with my iron sword and proceeded to collect a bunch of blocks that I could use to start building the statue. You'll never guess what it is. On my way back through the lush red desert to my base, I found a few sheep wandering around and decided to herd them back to my base. I built a paddock to house them all. This will be perfect for gathering wool for making banners. That's when the Myrmex Queen came over to me with some good news.
Hey Zozo, I got started on your statue, and I think it's coming along nicely. But it's gonna need those new materials you gathered next.
I'll add them right away. I ran in and continued work on the statue, getting it just a little further along with the new materials I'd collected. Can you guess what it is yet? Let me know down in the comments. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to the meadow, hoping that this time I'd get a chance to speak with Professor Oak. He's gotta be back from his research trip by now. Just then, from out of the grass came an Enderman, a really dangerous dark-type Pokemon. It swiped for me with its long arms, but I dodged and drew my sword. Prepare for battle! I used my Fire Breath attack to weaken the Enderman and finished it off with an Iron Sword strike. Before I could celebrate, 2 more Endermen jumped out and tried to pick up where the first one left off. I defeated them both with some difficulty. Not much later, I found a rare Ghost-type Pokemon known as a Ghast. Ghost types are weak against Dark types, so it must have been hiding from all the Endermen out here. Hey, Ghast, it would be safer if you came to live at my base. There are lots of friendly Bug-type Pokemon there now.
No thanks, creeper Pokemon. Let's ghost hunt alone.
Then the Ghast vanished into thin air. I guess he was serious about being alone. I went back to searching, and soon I found a man in a lab coat standing in the meadow. Are you Professor Oak?
Why yes, I am the famous Professor Oak, world-renowned Pokemon expert. And who might you be?
I'm a creeper Pokemon, but I can talk. My friends call me Zozo.
Well, I've certainly met talking Pokemon before, but it's always an ultra-rare occurrence. Where's your trainer anyway?
That's the problem. I don't have one right now. I was hoping since you're a Pokemon expert, you could train me so I could become stronger.
I don't see why not. I've been meaning to do more research on creeper Pokemon regardless. Let's get started.
On day 27 to day 31, I trained with Professor Oak in order to increase the power of my moves in battle. I could definitely feel that my base stats were becoming stronger. You're not just an expert professor, you're an expert trainer.
My work is almost done here, Zozo. You'll be a fighting machine after you complete the last challenge of your hyper training.
If it means being strong enough to face the Dread Knight, I'll do whatever it takes.
Very good answer. Now I will present you with your challenge. You must defeat a Wild Ravager. It is a fighting-type Pokemon known for its merciless attacks. It will be a formidable foe, but if you're ready and you believe in your training, you should be able to win.
I won't let you down, Professor.
Here are some super potions that might help you recover your hearts in the battle.
Thanks! I went to where the Wild Ravager could be found and took on the Professor's challenge. Using everything I had learned so far on my journey, I battled the Ravager. It was a tough fight, and the Ravager's fighting moves were very strong. But I was strong now too, and I managed to hang in there and retaliate with some attacks of my own. I was down to low health, but I still managed to get the win. Good thing I had those super potions. From day 32 to day 35, I told Professor Oak that I had defeated the Ravager. He seemed very impressed with my progress.
Very good, Zozo. You are one powerful creeper Pokemon now.
Thanks, Professor. You really believed in me.
And you believed in yourself too. That's half the battle.
What's the other half, Professor?
Battle. Now take this league badge to prove that you've got what it takes to be a champ in the making.
All right! I decided to return home to base to tell the others the good news about my training. I had made it all the way back to the Mojave Desert when I saw the ghast from earlier, and they were in trouble.
Help! Help! An evil gym leader is trying to capture me!
Evil gym leader? That sounds like… Oh no, it is! The Dread Knight was here! I didn't expect that I'd run into him so soon.
Stop running away, Ghast! I'm trying to add you to my Pokemon team! A spooky ghost type would make an excellent addition!
The Dread Knight didn't see me yet. I could sneak up on him and attack. But what if I lost? I might have earned a league badge, but he was still a gym leader. For now, I have to retreat. Sorry, Ghast. If only you'd listened to me before. A little later, I was at the Oasis, still trying to find my way home, when I ran into a giant pig Pokemon, the Piglin Brute. No problem, pigs are usually normal type, so this should be a cinch. But it wasn't as easy as I expected. The Piglin Brute had so many hit points, and its attacks felt like critical hits. Oh no, am I too weak to fight this Pokemon too? I ran away from the battle and continued on for home where I thought I'd be safer. I couldn't believe that I was still so weak after all the training I did. From day 36 to day 39, I arrived home safe and sound, except the base wasn't safe or sound. It was being attacked by the Gorgon again. Oh no, last time I fought her, I barely did any damage.
We meet again, Zozo. Have you come home so you can lose to me again?
No way! If I don't step up and beat you now, the Myrmex Queen and all the others will be in danger.
Suit yourself. I'm going to enjoy this.
We began to battle, and once again, my fire breath and sword attacks were not very effective. And that's when it hit me. Gorgon must be a rock type, and that's why she has such high defenses. But there's one way to deal with rock types, a fighting type attack like Rock Smash. I unequipped my sword and attacked with my fists like a fighting type. Somehow, it actually damaged her.
What? I'm hit? Enjoy your victory while you can. You still aren't worth the trouble.
Gorgon left the base. I guess my training with Oak did pay off. The Myrmex Queen approached me, looking proud.
Zozo, you're back, and not a moment too soon. I just heard there was a power bracer in the lush red desert. If you could get it, you'd be able to upgrade your attack power to the next level.
That sounds like just what I need. We should go find it. I took Myrmex Queen with me, and the two of us went to the lush red desert to search for the power bracer. We didn't get far before we encountered another wild cockatrice. They must be really common for fire types. There was a villager in danger of getting scorched, so I stepped in to help out, striking the cockatrice down with my sword. Thank you for protecting me. You're one friendly Pokemon. Here's a map to the beach where you can find some treasure. Gee, thanks. We said goodbye to the villager and kept searching through the desert. We found the power bracer without needing to worry about another fight.
Great job, Zozo. Now let's return to base and get it equipped.
I got excited and I tried the power bracer on. It fit like a glove and I could feel the power already. We went back to our base afterwards. From day 40 to day 43, the Myrmex Queen and I decided to do a little bit more traveling. That villager we saved the other day had told us about a beach where we could get treasure, and that sounded just too good to pass up. The map we were given showed us the way to where the treasure was. We decided to take a route back through the Forgotten Forest, and that's where we encountered some more Ghost-type Pokemon, a horde of skeletons! Hasn't the Dreadnought been catching Ghost-type Pokemon? I'll bet these are his!
They can't beat us if we work together, Zozo.
Together, the Myrmex Queen and I reduced the Dreadnought skeletons to a bunch of bones. With all the upgrades I had gotten, it was no sweat. It looks like there was one we missed, and it's getting away. But I guess running from stronger Pokemon is what you'd expect them to do. We made our way out of the Forgotten Forest and into a rocky beach. This must have been the place where the treasure was. Sure enough, there was an open mining pit with a whole bunch of diamonds, ripe for the taking. Sweet! From day 44 to day 49, I was back home at my base, doing some training exercises by myself when Myrmex Queen showed up. Hi, Myrmex Queen!
Hi there, Zozo. I've done a bit more of my part to the statue. Do you mind adding some details to it when you get the chance?
Sure, I can actually do that right now. I went to the statue and began to add some special blocks in order to really make it look good. You can almost tell what it's going to be now. It'll be really exciting when it's complete. I worked on the statue for a bit longer before I noticed that a traveling trader had come to provide us with some hyper potions for the price of some emeralds.
These are some quality potions. You can trust me. Better than super potions, that's for sure.
We were running very low on healing items. I didn't have any emeralds on me, but luckily the queen had some and brought them from storage. That should do it. I bought the potions and thanked the trader for his service. The base was attacked again, right after he left by another dark Pokemon, a Wither. Good things I've been practicing my fighting moves. Hi-ya! Take that, evildoer! The Wither was defeated, but I knew I had to make sure the base was more defensible against enemy attacks. So I went and built a perimeter wall that would make it way more difficult for intruders to get in. From day 50 to day 53, I was collecting more supplies in a nearby prairie when one of the Myrmex workers from the base came and found me. He told me that the Myrmex Queen had been captured by a Pokemon trainer. Probably not a very nice one either. The Myrmex Queen was a good friend to me, so I knew that I had to go search for her. But I also knew that I would need some help. I decided to go talk to the smartest person I knew, Professor Oak. He was an expert in all things Pokemon, and he might know what kind of trainer I'm looking for too. Fortunately, he happened to be close by and researching the local Pokemon. Professor, please, I need your help.
What seems to be the trouble, Zozo?
The Myrmex Queen was captured by a Pokemon trainer, and I need to find her.
That is rather troubling. I would suggest looking for the bug catcher. He's the kind of trainer that specializes in capturing bug-type Pokemon.
That sounds like it's worth a shot. Thank you, Professor. The professor had given me a clue I could use to possibly find my friend. I would save her no matter what, even if I had to fight more skeletons. Speaking of, oh boy! There were some more of the Dreadnought's ghost-type skeleton Pokemon hanging around, but at this point in my journey, battling them wasn't much of a challenge. This time, I defeated every one of them all by myself, and one of them dropped another rare candy. I had better hang on to that for later. From day 54 to day 57, I was in the Mojave Desert again, searching for the bug catcher who might have captured the Myrmex Queen. The bug catcher took my friend. They must be the worst. And as if on cue, the Dreadnought jumped out.
I wouldn't say that. After all, they can't be worse than me. I'm the worst of the worst.
Dreadnought, what are you doing here?
I like tormenting you. Everyone knows that it is always best to capture a Pokemon when it's weak.
Not as weak as I used to be, and now I'll show you! I gave the Dreadnought a few good hits with my sword. He didn't seem to be that hurt by it, but I could tell I was doing a bit of damage.
You do have some fight. I guess I'll have to weaken you a bit more before I capture you.
He countered with a strong attack that took off half of my hearts. I wasn't going to defeat him at this rate, but at least I had put a scratch on him. Time to run away! I escaped from the Dreadnought and definitely didn't want to have another fight so soon. Fortunately, I found the same friendly villager who told me about the treasure. Have you seen a bug catcher anywhere? Now that you mention it, I think he was in the prairie not too long ago. Try over there. Thanks. I went to the prairie, but I didn't find the bug catcher or the Myrmex Queen. I did find a bug catching net on the ground and one of the Myrmex Queen's eggs. Oh no, it's true. The bug catcher has captured my friend. I wanted to go after him, but there was no sign of which way he went or where he might be now. From day 58 to day 62, I returned to my base, frustrated by the lack of leads when it came to rescuing the Myrmex Queen. The Myrmex workers were worried sick about their queen. I had to set a good example, so I went mining for some stronger materials. I found more diamonds, and with these and the treasure I found on the beach, I was able to create a diamond helmet and diamond boots. With my remaining diamonds, I crafted a diamond sword to match my armor pieces. I knew they'd be much more useful if I enchanted them, so I built an enchanting area into the base so I could do just that. These diamond armor pieces will really boost my defense stats. I went back out searching for materials because items are just as important in Pokemon battles as abilities are. The underground cavern I was exploring was dark and full of rock and ground-type Pokemon. It also had a hidden treasure in the form of a battle axe. I gave the axe a few swings, and I could already tell how strong it was. I could do some really damaging moves with this thing. The battle axe worked really well on the rock types in the area, so I know it would prove effective on Gorgon too. I returned above ground to base and found that the Ghast was waiting for me.
I have escaped to the Dreadnought, and I have some news for you.
What kind of news?
I've heard that the Bugcatcher is trying to become stronger so he can fight the Dreadnought. He's trying on the coast right now.
That actually helps. You're welcome to haunt the base. I'll be back later to help you settle in. For now, I'm gonna go save the queen. From day 63 to day 66, I gathered my strongest equipment and items and prepared to leave. While I was still there, Professor Oak showed up.
Hello, Zozo. Take this charged coal. You'll know when the right time to use this is.
Thanks, Professor. I might be gone for a while, so watch the base for me until I get back. I headed off in the direction of where the Bugcatcher was training. Like most Pokemon trainers, Bugcatcher seemed to move around a lot. Hopefully, I would reach where he was before he moved on to a new region. I didn't stick around too long in any of the places I went before, but I did encounter a Wither. Let's try out that charcoal. The charcoal made my fire attack stronger, and I was able to wipe out the Wither in a single fire attack. Wow, Zozo! That was an impressive fire-type attack. Do you think you could help me light up the fireplace in my house? What are friends for? The villager showed me his cabin at the oasis. I lit the fireplace up so that he could get comfortable and stay warm. That was really helpful. I'll sure to do something nice for you next time, friend. From day 67 to day 70, I found the Bugcatcher on the rocky beach, and the Myrmex Queen was with him. It looked like they were both in the middle of a Pokemon battle with the Dreadnought skeletons. Myrmex Queen, I traveled all this way to save you from the Bugcatcher.
Zozo, a friendly face! Give me a hand dealing with these skeletons!
I swung my diamond sword over and over at the skeletons, destroying them one by one. I am the Creeper Pokemon! Fear me! While Myrmex Queen and I battled, some of the skeletons snuck up behind the Bugcatcher and took him out.
Well, so much for that trainer.
Didn't he capture you?
No, I went with him to try and train to fight Dreadnought on my own.
You were training, like me?
I thought I could solve your problem for you, but I'm sorry for worrying you.
We're back together, and that's what matters. Nothing can keep friends like us apart. Now let's take apart the rest of these skeletons. With our combined strength, Myrmex Queen and I finished off the skeletons. The last one to fall dropped a spell tag, an enchantment which gives ghost-type power to items. I should use this later. From day 71 to day 74, I returned to the base with Myrmex Queen. We were greeted by Ghast, who had decided to stay after all, and had even built a place for himself.
Looks like the rescue mission worked out.
Sure did. The Myrmex workers have their queen back now, and it looks like the base is now feeling a lot more like home.
Thank you for letting me live here, even though I said I didn't want to at first. Do you want to see the place I built?
Sure thing. The Ghast took me to his ghost-type Pokemon room. It was full of spooky things and sort of made me want to eat candy. This looks awesome!
Professor Oak has also decided to move his research lab into the base. You should go see.
Sure enough, Professor Oak had created a place for himself inside the base.
I'm going to get so much work done here. Your base is very advanced, Zozo.
Wow, everyone has really stepped up their crafting game. I'd better do the same. I went mining for some more diamonds to complete my set of diamond armor and tools. I used the spell tag that the skeletons dropped to enchant my diamond sword with ghost-type energy called Lifesteal. When it was finished, I went to the outside of the base where the villager was waiting for me. Hey, Zozo! I decided I'd come over and say hello. Hi, villager! From day 75 to day 78, I followed the villager back to his cabin at the oasis. I had a feeling he was going to repay me for that time I helped him. Here, Zozo, I have a gift for you because you've been so nice to me. I knew it! I mean, thanks! It's a moonstone. Try holding it and see how your power evolves. Oh, super awesome! I held the Moonstone and instantly learned some more powerful moves to use in battle. I went outside and battled a few cockatrices to test out my powers. My Fire Breath had leveled up into a Fire Blast attack. Even fire types can't take the heat now. From day 79 to day 84, I made some minor improvements to the base. Now that everyone was calling it home, I had to make sure that everyone was taken care of. There were some spare materials lying around, so I crafted a set of iron armor for the Mermex Queen.
Wow, thanks, Zozo. I guess I'm a bug type and a steel type now.
You've always helped me in battle, but now you'll have stronger defenses for when we fight the Dread Knight's stronger minions.
I'll do my best in our next battles. Thank you for thinking of me.
After I finished talking with the Mermex Queen, I realized that improving the base had left me short of some key materials, so I went searching for them. While I was out in the Rose Fields, I encountered a familiar, unfriendly face. It was the Gorgon!
Your armor and weapons have changed, but you're still weak.
What do you know, Gorgon?
I know a lot more than you do about everything, including what Dread Knight is going to do next.
What is he gonna do next?
He'll become a Pokemon Master, of course. An evil Pokemon Master. Once he's done trying to capture weaklings like you.
You can call me weak all you want, Gorgon, but I don't need to prove anything to you. I'm going home. From day 85 to day 89, I left the Rose Field and returned to my base, where the Dread Knight was lying in wait.
Gorgon told me I needed to end our little cat and mouse game. So I've come here to capture you, once and for all.
If it's a battle you want, it's a battle you'll get! The Dread Knight attacked with his usual opening move, but I was ready for it, so I dodged. I struck him back with my ghost-enchanted diamond sword. It seemed to deal some real damage.
A ghost weapon? Well, that's new. Guess I don't need to hold back.
His next strike was a brand new move I had never seen before. It left me completely defenseless. Oh no, what should I do? Then I remembered I was still carrying the charged coal that Professor Oak gave me. Maybe if I used it correctly, I could evolve. The last time I needed a rare candy for that, and I have one. I know, I'm gonna use them both at once. I activated the rare candy and the charged coal together, and suddenly I evolved into a brand new creeper Pokemon form with 80 hearts!
Evolution? And so strong as well?
I believe we have a battle to finish!
Some other time, Zozo.
The Dread Knight deployed his skeleton minions and ran away, but I was eager to test out my new powers on the Horde. I had a new signature move called Falling TNT, which dropped exploding TNT blocks on enemy Pokemon. Those skeletons were dust, and the base was completely safe. From day 90 to day 94, Mermex Queen had almost completed the statue that she had been building the entire time. Wow, it's amazing, Mermex Queen!
It'll be even more amazing after you add the finishing touches. I have confidence that you'll make this statue look as incredible as I know it will. No pressure.
It took a lot of materials, and I had to mine for more several times, but in the end, the statue stood triumphantly over the base. It was a statue of Arceus, the mightiest and most ancient creator god of all Pokemon. I am humbled to be in your presence, Arceus. Next on my list of things to do was help Professor Oak become stronger so that he could help me fight against the Dread Knight. I decided to give him a potion of strength.
Thank you. And speaking of potion, you should go get some more healing potions from that merchant. We have a few more emeralds, and that should be enough to seal the deal.
Good idea, Professor! This time I purchased Max Potions, the strongest form of healing potion available. From day 95 to day 97, I went back to the Rose Fields where I met Gorgon that one time. Her taunting distracted me, so I wasn't able to search the whole biome for materials. Uh-oh, it looks like some other ghost types are here. Zombie Pokemon! There were zombies everywhere! But because ghost types were actually weak against other ghost type attacks, my ghostly diamond sword was the perfect weapon to thin them out. That's right, shamble away! I continued to use ghost type attacks on the ones that got into melee range and used my falling TNT attacks to reduce their numbers. Eventually, I had defeated or driven away all the zombies in the Rose Field. When the battle was over, I noticed there was a special sword stuck into a stone. It was a netherite sword, and it was charged with even more ghostly power than my diamond sword. Oh, this is just what I was looking for. I took the sword with me and began to walk home to my base. On day 98, I was confronted by Gorgon just outside of my base.
This stops now, Creeper Pokemon Zozo. You have gone from a minor annoyance to the one thing that is stopping Dreadnought from becoming a Pokemon Master. I'm going to end you here and now for his sake.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Gorgon.
What?
I'm feeling like a one-hit KO! I drew my fighting battle axe, knowing it would be super effective against Gorgon, and with one single slash, I defeated her! Critical hit! Now that I'd defeated Gorgon, I knew the battle with Dreadnought would be coming, so I built the perimeter wall a bit higher and gathered my max potions.
Has the time arrived for you to face your destiny, Zozo?
I don't know about destiny, but I'm definitely ready to take down the Dreadnought.
Then allow me to come with you. That way I can record what a fully evolved creeper Pokemon looks like at its most powerful. After you win, of course.
And I will! The professor and I left the base, and soon we were on the road to the Dreadnought's evil Pokemon gym. This had been quite a journey, and if you want to see more of my adventures, remember to search ZOZO to find more videos and subscribe so you can always know when I upload next. On day 99, we arrived at the Red Rock Highlands, which is where we found the Dreadnought's evil Pokemon gym.
The challenge will begin as soon as we enter his lair. Are you still ready to face him, Zozo?
From the moment I spawned into this world, I knew I'd have to fight. I'm ready as ever, Professor.
Then let's head inside.
Suddenly, the Professor and I were ambushed by more of the Ghost-type skeletons. Not these guys again! They surrounded us. These must have been the highest level Pokemon that the Dreadnought has. I could handle them myself, but Professor Oak was a professor, not a Pokemon. He was in serious trouble.
Go on, Zozo. This may look like a troublesome situation, but I'm Professor Oak. I've seen far more rare and dangerous Pokemon than this and survived. The only thing that is different this time is that I don't want to slow you down.
Professor!
Go! I'll manage somehow. Go defeat Dreadnought. He must not become an evil Pokemon Master.
I didn't want to leave the professor, but I could tell that he was serious, so I braced myself and ran directly into the gym where I would soon come face to face with the Dreadnought. On day 100, I was face to face with the Dreadnought.
Oh, it's you, Zozo.
No more running, Dreadnought, for either of us. No matter who wins or loses, this will be the last battle that we ever have. I'm not backing down.
A Pokemon cannot hope to stand against a master. I will show you the true meaning of fear. You don't have a ghost of a chance against me.
No more puns either. We clashed weapons, and I was glad that I brought my netherite sword. It was the perfect weapon to use in this battle. I was able to make the Dreadnought move back out from melee range and launch my Fire Blast attack. Now that had to hurt.
It's not very effective, you foolish creeper Pokemon.
Rats! I thought I had him.
I'm going to use my own signature move now. See if you can dodge it.
The Dreadnought created a Shadow Ball, even more powerful than his skeleton guards, and he launched it straight at me. I dodged out of the way, knowing that one hit from that would KO me.
Say goodnight, Zozo. Get it? Because I'm a knight.
That's your worst pun yet, Dreadnought.
It was Professor Oak. He had come to help. He threw a Pokeball, and instantly it absorbed the Dreadnought's power.
Now's your chance, Zozo. He could only use that move by becoming a ghost type himself. Strike him down.
Right. Take this, Dreadnought. I delivered the final blow with my netherite sword. With the battle finally over, I was a free Pokemon. Though I guess Professor Oak would be able to come up with quite the Pokedex entry for this creeper Pokemon. On day 1, I spawned into the alien fields as Pikachu, the world's most iconic Pokemon. Pikachu! Pikachu! Phew, sorry, allergies. At least I'm starting off with 10 hearts. That's pretty cool. I wonder if I have any powers. Suddenly, I activated my lightning attack and zapped a nearby tree. What a cool starting power! I have electricity powers, just like the real Pikachu. This is gonna be so much fun. But how come I'm the only Pikachu here? Are there any others? But instead of other Pikachu, I saw a big, scary Enderman wandering towards me.
Whoa, a real Pikachu. I thought Broden was just bluffing, but he really did manage to conjure us a Pikachu. How exciting!
Broden? What are you talking about? I'm Zozo. I just got here.
What? It can talk? Gross. That's weird. Broden isn't going to be happy with a defective Pikachu. I better destroy you.
I have no idea what's going on here, but I'm gonna get out as quickly as I can. So I did, turning and running away from the Enderman before he or his mysterious buddy Broden could destroy me. Alrighty, this doesn't seem like a nice place for a Pikachu to be. I took a second to rest when a skeleton came shambling towards me. Not today, Boney. With a zap of my lightning powers, the skeleton was gone. I found somewhere that seemed relatively calm and decided to lay down to rest. I know I'm not meant to be here, but I need to figure out why before I can escape. On day 2, I woke up and decided that I couldn't afford to just sit around and mope about being trapped in this weird world. I need to figure out a solution to my predicament, but first, I need to get myself some tools. With a lot of effort, I broke down a tree until I could make enough planks and sticks to make a crafting table and a wooden pickaxe. From there, I mined into the ground and collected enough stone to craft myself a stone pickaxe and a stone sword. Okay, I can't deny that a little Pikachu holding a big stone sword looks really funny. I don't think I'm gonna be able to intimidate anyone like this. Still, with my new tools, I decided to search around until I found an iron golem standing at a campfire, chillin'. He saw me, but he didn't try to chase or attack me. That was a good sign. Excuse me, Mr. Iron Golem, could you explain what's going on around here?
Sure, but first, answer this question for me. Am I dreaming right now?
I don't think so.
So, I'm actually seeing a talking Pikachu right now. Huh, this has gotta be the work of Broden the Conjurer.
Broden, that weird Enderman told me about him. What's his deal?
He's kind of a weird dude. He's a really powerful conjurer, but he's super greedy and possessive. He just uses powers to summon stuff for himself, and if he's not happy with it, he or his goons destroy it.
Yikes, then I guess I gotta stop him before he has a chance to destroy me.
Right on, little dude.
I noticed I was hungry, and the Iron Golem gave me some nice apples to sate my hunger. It was relieving to know that there were still good people out here. On day 3, after leaving the spacey Iron Golem with his campfire, I went off searching for somewhere to live in the alien fields. I should probably start building my base, but man, that's gonna be so much work, especially for a teeny little Pikachu like me. But that's when I had a stroke of good luck. I found a broken down hut in a clearing. Wait, maybe I can clean this place up rather than making a whole base from scratch. That'll be perfect for me. I started cleaning up the mess and rebuilding the broken parts of the base. It felt like some bizarro Pokemon Home Reno show, but by the time I was done, things were coming along really well. I could see myself staying here. But suddenly, I was interrupted by a vicious killer rabbit running towards me. A creature that weird must have been created by that weird Broden guy, just like me. I zapped the nasty killer rabbit with my lightning powers, then finished it off with my new stone sword. What's down, Duck? It's you. You're down, cause I defeated you. I really need to work on my witty quips. Defeating the rabbit also gave me enough XP to level up. I evolved into a bigger, stronger Pikachu with 20 hearts. Awesome, I really am a Pikachu, and I'm feeling stronger already. With that victory under my belt, I spent the rest of my day watching my favorite show. What an eventful day. From day 4 to day 5, I ventured back into the depths of the alien fields to collect more materials for expanding my base. Electricity-based attacks may be what I'm known for, but it turns out I'm a master carpenter. Who knew? While collecting more stone and chopping down more wood, I heard a rustling and stopped. I turned and saw the same long, lanky Enderman who'd hassled me when I first spawned. Oh no, not you again!
Oh yeah, it's me! Bet you never thought you'd see me again!
I just hoped I'd never see you again. Why do you work for this Broden guy anyway? What does he actually want?
He wants everything, and he can get it too, cause he's a conjurer. Get it? He conjures stuff, and he also conjures things for his friends, like me.
Then why does he want to destroy me? If he can just make himself another Pikachu, can't he just let me go?
He's a perfectionist. If Broden can't have exactly what he wants, he'll destroy everything. That's why I need to destroy you now.
The time for talk was over. I fired a lightning strike at the Enderman, and he fought back. It was a tense battle, but this time I wasn't running. I defeated the Enderman and headed back to my base. This Broden guy sounds like no fun at all. From day 6 to day 8, I entered a cave, feeling confident enough to venture into the depths and get myself some cool new materials. After all, with a cool stone pickaxe, I can finally mine iron ore. This wasn't just some shallow cave though, it kept going and going and going. I had a feeling that I could get lost down here if I wasn't careful. It's so eerie to be alone here. But sadly, I wasn't alone. There was a big, scary wither waiting for me, and it blasted some wither skulls at me. I took a few hits, then returned fire, attacking relentlessly until the wither was no more. I definitely didn't want to run into another one of those. Instead, I went just a little deeper into the cave. There, I found some iron ore and quickly mined a bunch of it. I took it back to my base and smelted it, and created myself a brand new iron sword and iron pickaxe. This plucky Pikachu is armed and dangerous. From day 9 to day 10, I decided it was time for a change of scenery, so I traveled out to the Badlands, which were hot and dry compared to the alien fields. Still, what a view! However, I wasn't able to take in the view for long, as I was approached by a mysterious figure, an illager from faraway lands. As I approached, I felt a strange energy coming off of him, like he was oddly familiar. Hi there, I'm Zozo. Do I know you from somewhere? I'm getting the weirdest sense of deja vu right now.
You've probably heard of me and the great Broden, impresario, part-time psychic, noted indie singer-songwriter, and conjurer extraordinaire.
Oh no, you're Broden?
Oh yes, I'm Broden, and you belong to me. Time to go, little Pikachu. You can never send an Enderman to do a conjurer's job.
I tried to zap him with my lightning, but it didn't seem to affect him. And with one hit from him, I was already on the ropes. All I could do was run off into the Badlands as fast as I could, until I didn't see Broden the Conjurer anywhere behind me. It was the most stressful day yet. I'm gonna need to become a lot stronger before I'm ready to fight this guy. After a day of aimless wandering, I ended up running into another weird creature, an iron chicken, and we seem to have something in common.
Broden the Conjurer created me too. He thought the idea of an iron chicken was funny, but then after a week, he got bored of me and tried to destroy me. I was lucky to escape with my life.
This guy is a monster. Say, wanna come back to my base with me? Us weird conjured creatures ought to stick together if we wanna survive. And as we get stronger, we can work towards defeating him together.
Sounds good to me, Zozo. Let's go.
From day 11 to day 12, I returned to my base with the Iron Chicken. He needed somewhere to stay, so I took the time to build him a new room. Thankfully, with him being a little Iron Chicken, it didn't need to be a very big room. When I was finished, he was eager to get some shut-eye in there.
Thanks, Zozo. This is so much nicer than just wandering around the Badlands.
But while the Iron Chicken slept, I realized I still had a major headache from where Broden the Conjurer hit me. I'm too small for regular armor, but I should probably at least create a helmet to protect my head. I ventured back into the same mining cave from before and descended in. It was just as dark and scary as before, but thankfully this time, there was no wither to bother me. I mined some iron ore to take back to my base and smelt, but on the way back, I was attacked by an angry Pigarus. None of my attacks were powerful enough to hurt him, so I was forced to retreat further back into the cave. I needed a way to defeat him, but I was scared of getting too close and being defeated myself. That's when I found just what I needed, laying around in the cave. A bow and some arrows? Perfect! I went back and used the bow to defeat the Pigarus at a safe distance before running back out of the cave with my hard-earned iron ore. I returned to my base and smelted the iron and used it to craft an iron helmet. This should come in handy the next time I take a knock to the noggin. From day 13 to day 15, I spoke more to the Iron Chicken about his experiences with Broden the Conjurer. Knowledge is power, and the more I knew about him, the more chance I'd have of finding a weakness. So, Iron Chicken, what was it like when he spawned you?
Well, just like you, I spawned in out of nowhere, and Broden was waiting for me. At first, he seemed so nice and kind and happy to see me. He was a little kooky, but honestly, I liked him. But little by little, over time, I could tell something was off. And one day, he attacked me and tried to destroy me, just because he was bored of me. He's incredibly powerful, so if I hadn't moved quickly like I did, I would have been doomed. He's kind when he wants you, and unimaginably cruel when he doesn't. I can only imagine some of the scary things he's conjured over the years.
After hearing the Iron Chicken's story, I felt a chill go down my Pokemon's spine. If he was really that powerful, how could I have any real chance of defeating him? Especially at my current strength level. I'm kind of beginning to wish I hadn't asked now. From day 16 to day 19, I woke up to some shocking news. The Iron Chicken had gone missing. Oh no, I need to find and save him. I wonder where he could be. Strangely, there was a terrible smell lingering. Maybe the Iron Chicken had been kidnapped by some kind of really stinky assailant? I followed the smell as it got stronger and stronger. A day later, I arrived in the bamboo jungle where the smell was particularly strong. I'm so lucky that this mysterious kidnapper never showers. From there, it didn't take me very long to hunt down the stinky kidnapper. It was a huge, scary vile ogre. You're the one who kidnapped my friend. How dare you?
Oh, get over it. Kidnapping your foolish metal chicken friend is the best way to get leverage with Broden the Conjurer. If I return his chicken to him, maybe he'll give me whatever I want.
I'm never gonna let that happen. I fought hard against the stinky Vile Ogre, using my powers and my iron sword to defeat him. Soon enough, only I remained. This gave me enough XP to level up and evolve again, getting bigger, tougher, going up to 30 hearts. Every day, I'd get a little bigger and tougher. Then, the Iron Chicken ran out from behind the bamboo.
Zozo, that was amazing! I was watching you from behind the bamboo. Thanks for saving me from that stinky weirdo.
No problem, Icy. Head back to the base. We'll talk again later. I'm gonna keep exploring the bamboo jungle. The Iron Chicken left, and I continued looking around. It was a nice, calming place. Bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants. That's something to aspire to. Over the course of the journey, I ran into a pair of aggressive skeletons. Without any hesitation, I used my lightning to take out the two bony fiends. And shortly after those two were gone, a genie floated out towards me.
Good work defeating those skeletons, Zozo. They were really spoiling the view.
Wait, how do you know my name?
I know many things. I also know of your quest to defeat Broden the Conjurer. I may have some information that will help you along the way if you'll hear me out, little Pokemon.
Of course, please, tell me more.
A special food item. One that will give you the power you need to surpass the Conjurer. The Dynamax Candy.
Dynamax Candy? But where can I find it?
I'm afraid I've said too much already. Good luck, Zozo. May we meet again someday.
And with that, the genie left, and I was left alone again. I need to find that Dynamax Candy somehow. From day 20 to day 22, I returned to my base to find some skeletons waiting for me. They must have been angry at me for taking out their skeleton buddies back in the bamboo jungles. The skeletons attacked, but now I was strong enough to pretty easily defeat them all. I returned to my room to relax. Iron Chicken came in to talk to me.
You wanted to see me, Zozo?
Yeah, I've had an idea for a statue, something we can build to help inspire us. I know just the thing. Iron Chicken was so eager to get started that he went off to begin while I was still resting. By the time I left my room to take a look, he'd already made some amazing progress. This looks incredible, Iron Chicken.
Thank you, Zozo. I just thought you had such a great idea. I felt completely inspired.
Take a load off now. I'll add a little myself. After the Iron Chicken left to rest, I added a little extra to the statue before calling it a day. Still, Iron Chicken and I had made some pretty amazing progress. Can you tell what it's gonna be yet? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want more Zozo adventures, sub and hit that bell to never miss another one. From day 23 to day 26, a wild Enderman approached me as I was taking in the scenery of my base.
Pikachu, I'll get you!
I've got plenty of Thundershocks, so come and get it! The Enderman attacked, and I was able to fight back effectively by using my electrical attacks. After I destroyed the Enderman with a lightning strike, it dropped a whole bunch of shark tooth arrows. Way cool! I always thought I'd have to be a surfing Pikachu to get a hold of this many shark teeth. Afterwards, I headed out through the Badlands to give the shark tooth arrows a shot. The next Enderman I find will be no match for a Pikachu with arrows. I was shooting some weak skeletons to test the weapon when I came across a wandering trader carrying an inventory full of goods. Good afternoon, wandering trader.
Actually, my name is Wally. I am in fact a wandering trader. I've been wandering through these dangerous Badlands and looking for a nice safe base to peddle my wares. Do you know anywhere like that?
I do. I happen to be the owner of a prime secret base located in the alien fields.
That sounds promising, as long as it's safe.
You won't be disappointed. I'm Zozo, by the way. I brought Wally to the base and built a small storefront where he could sell his items. I wanted to make extra special sure that it was as safe as he wanted it to be. It turns out that Wally had the same idea. By the time I was done constructing his store, the wandering trader had built a perimeter wall around the entire base.
Better safe than sorry, you know.
You got that right. From day 27 to day 31, I talked a bit more with Wally the wandering trader. I figured someone as well-traveled as him would probably know many things about the world that my Pikachu self wouldn't.
Ask me anything you wish, Zozo. Information is free of charge.
Have you ever heard of a special food item called the Dynamax Candy?
The Dynamax Candy? I've certainly heard stories about it. They say that whoever eats it gains the ability to grow into a gigantic version of themselves with unbelievable power.
That sounds like exactly what I would need to turn the tables on Brodin the Conjurer. Can you tell me where I can find it?
I don't know exactly where it is, but there is a pixie in the bamboo jungle to the east who I heard the stories of the Dynamax candy from. If you can find her, maybe she knows more.
A bamboo jungle, huh? I've been there before. I gathered all my best gear and went back towards the bamboo jungle, just like Wally the Wandering Trader suggested. It was a far journey for a Pikachu, but I was a little bigger and stronger than I was at the start of my Pokemon journey. But just because I was a higher level didn't mean the challenges wouldn't get tougher as well. The Vindicator standing in my way was proof of that.
Not so fast there, Pikachu. You may be one of the world's most famous mice, but you're not getting past me.
I guess you're not a Pokefan. Oh well, if you're gonna fight me, then I'm gonna win. Thunderbolt! I used my Lightning Strike to make a first impression, then hit the Vindicator several times with my Iron Sword. He tried to fight back, but my attacks were much faster.
Ouch! Why does Pikachu always get what Pikachu wants?
The Vindicator ran away to fight another day. I wondered if we'll end up crossing paths again. From day 32 to day 35, I continued my journey through the bamboo jungle until I was able to meet up with the pixie that Wally the Wandering Trader had mentioned. Hey there, I heard you might know about the Dynamax candy.
Oh, wow, you're a Pikachu. I'm a huge fan. I never thought I'd meet you in person. Well, in Pixie.
Thank you, that's very nice. But I was hoping you could tell me about the Dynamax candy.
Yeah, I know all about it. Can I have your autograph first?
I feel like this conversation is going in circles. While I was trying to get more specifics out of the pixie, we were interrupted by the sudden appearance of Brodin the Conjurer.
That's my Pikachu. Go make your own. Besides, it's a defective Pikachu anyway. I'm here to destroy it, so I can make a better one.
Both of us ran for cover to hide from him. Once I was hidden, I noticed that the pixie was also in my hiding spot. It's too dangerous. You should get away from here while I distract him.
No way. He just said he wanted to destroy you. That's a really rude thing to do to anyone, especially a Pikachu.
I'll be fine. I've gotten away from him before. You should go to my base. We'll talk about the Dynamax candy there.
I get to go to Pikachu's base? Woohoo! If you make it back there, I'll tell you everything I know about the Dynamax candy.
Pixie flew away, leaving the area of the battle. Without having to worry about her safety, I could escape Brodin the Conjurer on my own.
Come out, Zozo. I'm going to destroy you.
You'll have to catch me first. I fired a few lightning strikes at him to confuse him and ran for another hiding spot. Brodin began to follow me, so I used a lightning strike on a different block of bamboo jungle to confuse him.
Where are you hiding?
Once he didn't know about my hiding spot, I used my Pikachu speed to flee from battle. From day 36 to day 39, I was back at my base, building a small nest for my new pixie friend to live.
Thanks for letting me stay at your base. As promised, I'll tell you everything about the Dynamax candy.
I've been looking forward to hearing you say that.
The Dynamax candy has been hidden for a very long time because its power could be devastating in the wrong hands. But the old spellcaster who hid it away wrote down its true location in his book of secrets. That way, if it ever needed to be used to defeat a great evil, there would be a way to retrieve it.
That's exactly what I need it for. Where did this old spellcaster used to live?
In the Blue Giant Taiga. His book of secrets should still be there. But be warned, no one who has gone to the Blue Giant Taiga has ever returned.
I'm not just anyone. I'm a Pikachu. It should be no problem for me.
By the way, I saw you were working on a statue, and I made some additions to it.
I went and looked at the statue to see what they had added, and was very impressed by what I saw. That's some excellent building there, Pixie.
I wanted to do what I could to make this the best Pikachu base ever.
From day 40 to day 43, I went to visit the storefront of Wally the Wandering Trader that I built into my base. What's happening, Wally?
Zozo, good to see you. I've actually heard of an intriguing rumor about a nearby cave. It is said to contain a small fortune in diamonds.
Whoa, diamonds! Having some of those would go a long way towards better gear. I better go check this out.
Yes, but be careful. It is said that a Hydra has made its lair in the cave and is eating everyone who tries to take the diamonds.
I went to the cave that Wally the Wandering Trader had mentioned, and just like he said, there were plenty of diamonds ripe for mining. Didn't he also say there was a... I heard the many heads of a Hydra roar as the monster showed itself. A Hydra! That's what Wally warned me about. At first, I tried using my sword, but then I remembered that Hydras can easily regenerate their heads. So I dodged back and tried my lightning strike. It was a tough fight, and I had to keep avoiding the Hydra's attacks, but I took the beast down and was able to claim the treasure inside the cave. I mined the diamonds and decided to give both my sword and pickaxe a long-awaited upgrade. Now I had a diamond sword and a diamond pickaxe. From day 44 to day 49, I arrived in the blue giant taiga, the dangerous biome from which nobody was said to return. There's a first time for everything though. I journeyed through the terrain until I encountered a dread scuttler. My speed was much higher, so I kept my distance and pelted it with shark tooth arrows. Once the dread scuttler was weak enough, I used a lightning strike to finish it off. The mobs here are definitely tough. I'd better stay on guard.
Oh, skeletons! No, have mercy!
The voice was coming from a fiery hippogriff who was being chased by a band of evil-looking skeletons. I decided that I should help him out. Back off, you nasty skeletons! I'm a Pikachu with a diamond sword, and I'm not afraid to use it! It was no easy feat to defeat them all, but when I managed to win, the fiery hippogriff was really impressed with my strength in battle.
Wow, I've never seen a Pikachu fight like that. I've actually never seen a Pikachu either.
I'm Zozo. I was actually conjured here by the evil Broden, and I'm looking for a book of secrets here in the blue giant taiga.
Oh, I've heard of that. I was actually the old spellcaster's prized fiery hippogriff. We were as close as a trader and a Pokemon.
Oh, that's awesome! Can you take me to the book?
Sadly, it's been a long time since the old spellcaster was alive, and I've been chased around by the tundra's monsters ever since. I bet we can get closer to the book if we retrace my steps, though.
From day 50 to day 53, I followed the fiery hippogriff as he led me deeper into the blue giant taiga in the hopes that we could find any of his old master's belongings that could lead us to the book.
Hey, Zozo, if this goes well, do you think you could introduce me to Charizard? I've always wanted to meet him.
I actually don't know any other Pokemon, even though I'm a Pikachu. But let's not worry about that now. I'm sure Charizard would be proud to know you.
Oh, shucks. I sure hope so.
A little later, the fiery hippogriff and I split up to cover more ground, and I ran into the Vindicator, who gave me some trouble at the bamboo forest. How many times do I need to teach you a lesson, Vindicator?
There won't be a lesson. I'll be vindicated in the end, because I am a Vindicator.
The only thing you are is going down! We battled, and I easily took him out using my diamond sword. I decided to continue searching the area of the blue giant taiga I was in. But with so much ground to cover, it felt like I was getting nowhere. If only the old spellcaster was here himself to tell me how to find his old stuff.
Actually, I am!
A ghost!
Yes, I may be a ghost, but before that, I was the old spellcaster who hid the Dynamax candy.
But you could just tell me directly where the Dynamax candy is hidden away.
Oh, yeah. Well, the truth is, I kind of forgot where it was.
Guess I'll have to keep looking for your book then.
I guess so. But know this, young Pikachu. Strength does not come from your size. It comes from the size of your strength.
From day 54 to day 57, I returned to my base and found that all my friends had been expanding it with new sections since I was away. Wally had created a marketplace so that other merchants could sell things here in the future. Excellent market, Wally. You might start bringing in some trainers as customers.
Thanks, Zozo. Consider yourself the company mascot.
Never heard that one before. Next, I visited the Pixie, who had built a Pikachu fan club where all of my biggest fans could hang out.
And I'm the club president.
Afterwards, the Iron Chicken approached me with some not-so-good news.
A Dreadghoul came by and did some damage to the base before we made our expansions, and he ran off with the diamond helmet that I crafted for you.
I went out into the alien fields to hunt down that Dreadghoul and reclaim the diamond helmet that was stolen from my base. It wasn't that long until I found the mob, and with my lightning strikes I was able to destroy it without getting too close. When it went down, it dropped Iron Chicken's diamond helmet. It was a gift for me after all. I'm sure he'll let me keep it. From day 58 to day 62, I was woken up from a nap by Iron Chicken, who wanted to show me how the construction on the statue was progressing.
Since we're not conjurers, everything we make takes hard work.
And hard work pays off. The statue is looking fantastic so far. I walked around the statue to get a closer look and noticed to my shock that an Enderman was standing right there. What are you doing here?
What else? I'm here to bring down this Pikachu base for our boss, Broden the Conjurer, and I'm gonna destroy you too.
Just try it, Enderman. I zapped the Enderman with my lightning strikes, frying him up like a toasty puffin. Who is next? I heard the other Enderman wreaking havoc across the alien fields, so I quickly rushed out of my base to deal with the Enderman menace. I defeated all the Endermen that had been attacking around the base very quickly by using my lightning strikes, and quickly searched inside the base to see if every one of my friends were still alive. Unfortunately, the Endermen had done their worst, and I saw Wally destroyed by an Enderman! The Enderman ran away, and I vowed revenge! From day 63 to day 66, I went back to the blue giant taiga in order to find the Book of Secrets. The sooner I can eat that Dynamax candy, the sooner I can defeat Broden and save everyone from his cruelty. After a lot more searching, I found the book pinned to a tree. I picked the book up and read what was inside. The Dynamax candy must be kept out of the clutches of evil because it could grant any being that eats it the ability to grow gigantic. Therefore, I am leaving it in the trusted care of my spellcasting apprentice, Broden, the Conjurer. No, the Dynamax candy is with Broden. That's the worst place it could be. An Enderman ran up behind me, ready to fight. Somehow I knew it was the same one that had destroyed Wally the Wandering Trader. I got ready for a fight.
So, you found the book. Too bad it won't do you any good.
I learned plenty, Enderman, and I'm not scared of you or your boss.
How adorable. Now suffer like your friend did.
The Enderman attacked me with his long arms, so I countered with my diamond sword. I knew agility would be the key to winning this fight, so I circled around him and landed hit after hit. This is for Wally! Now that I had gotten revenge, it was time to pay the spot I was conjured into a visit. From day 67 to day 70, I went to the alien fields and found the enemy base in the form of a magical mansion. It was guarded by an Enderman, so I just knew that it had to be where Broden had been entrusted to guard the Dynamax candy. There was no sign of the Conjurer himself, so I snuck in and began to search through the entire base. Because I was quick and nimble, I easily avoided all of the Enderman guards until I ran into a mutant Enderman who spotted me immediately.
You can't hide from me, you defective Pikachu. I'm going to do what the others couldn't and destroy you once and for all.
The mutant Enderman's attack were much stronger than the ordinary kind. If I didn't have my diamond helmet, I would have already been down for the count. I was losing hearts fast, and my electric attacks were barely doing anything to him. This is what my shark tooth arrows are for. I switched to my bow and hit the mutant Enderman with a bunch of arrows. Then I attacked with my diamond sword.
Now I see why Broden has been having so much trouble with you.
Don't take me lightly just because I'm a Pikachu. I began to use my lightning strikes again, and this time they seemed to be having an effect. I didn't let up on my sword either, and made sure this mutant Enderman felt the sting of every one of my attacks.
You may have beaten me this time, but I'll end you next time.
The mutant Enderman retreated. I guess just because he was bigger and more mutated than the others didn't mean he was anything to be scared of. From day 71 to day 74, I proceeded to the treasure room of the enemy base, now that the mutant Enderman was out of my way. I expected that the Dynamax candy would be there, but it wasn't there. Of course, Broden must have given up on his responsibilities a long time ago. The old spellcaster trusted him, and he turned totally evil. Not cool at all. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the base, Broden was laughing about the fact that I couldn't find the Dynamax candy.
That foolish Pikachu thought I'd keep the Dynamax candy. I threw that thing out years ago. Who needs to guard the item that can defeat evil when you are evil?
From day 75 to day 78, I made a swift return to my base and found that the Pixie and the Iron Chicken had done some more work on the base. Pixie had refurbished the shop where Wally the Wandering Trader had once sold his items and had made it into a Pokemon-themed gift store.
Isn't this great? Now everybody who comes to visit the base will be able to have their own Pikachu merchandise.
That's a really good idea. Wally would have wanted us to keep using his store. Iron Chicken's improvement was another form of defense. He reinforced the walls of the base to make them even more fortified.
No Enderman is gonna get through this, Zozo.
Actually, I think there is one who could get through. I better make sure he doesn't try anything funny. It turns out, I was right to suspect that mutant Enderman would try to break through our walls.
We have unfinished business, and I intend to finish that business.
Not if I finish it first. I let loose a barrage of shark tooth arrows on the mutant Enderman, which did a lot of damage. You should have run while you had the chance. Pikachu! I used my lightning attack to weaken the mutant Enderman, then used my sword to deliver the final strike. I did it! My victory in the battle made me into an even higher level Pikachu with greater electrical power and speed. I could now perform a Mega Jump move that would get me free of any enemy's range of attack. And I've got 50 hearts now too! I also noticed that the mutant Enderman dropped a hint when he was defeated, a page that was ripped out of the Book of Secrets. The only place to dispose of the Dynamax candy is in the fires of the Badlands. From day 79 to day 84, I went to the Badlands to follow the hint from the torn page. This place was where I first encountered Brodin the Conjurer. Maybe the reason why he was here was to throw away the Dynamax candy so it could never be used against him. I didn't see anything that looked like the Dynamax candy, but I did notice a siren who was also scouting the area. Hey, are you looking for the Dynamax candy too?
So, you figured me out. I heard something about Brodin throwing away a powerful weapon here, and I want to grab it so I can get revenge on him.
Don't tell me, you're another conjured being like me?
You got that right. Brodin wanted to have me to himself until he didn't. I'm sure you must know the same pain, Pikachu?
I do! Maybe if we team up, we can take him down together!
Sorry, but there's only one candy, and I've got a sweet tooth.
The siren fired laser beams at me, and I knew that I had to fight back. I mega jumped up and used the lightning strikes to weaken the foe before attacking with my diamond sword and winning. I didn't want to defeat you, Siren. You and I were the same.
No, we're not. You're stronger. And because of that, I'm going to tell you that Brodin probably took the Dynamax candy back to its rightful place.
Why would he do that after he tried to destroy it?
At first, I didn't know. I was just as confused as you were when I couldn't find it here. Back then, I saw how strong you were. You were the only thing Brodin had conjured that might actually threaten him. So I'm sure he got the candy back in case he needs to use it on you.
From day 85 to day 89, I returned to the Blue Giant Taiga and began to make my preparations to go face Brodin the Conjurer at his base. I knew he'd be stronger than any of his minions, so I enlisted the help of the Fiery Hippogriff to get more information about Brodin. Your former master used to train Brodin in spellcasting. Is there anything you can tell me about why he might have gone evil?
From what I can remember, the old spellcaster used to say that magic is for solving problems, not for making them. And I think Brodin disagreed.
So even though he conjured everything he wanted, he was really just making problems for himself?
Pretty much. He always had second thoughts after he conjured something because nothing he made could ever be good enough. This was especially true when he made the Dynamax candy.
Brodin made the Dynamax candy?
Yeah, I think he did. And it was the one thing he made that he couldn't destroy.
But he won't use it either. So if I can eat it, I'll be able to crush him. Thanks for your help, Fiery.
Good luck. Do what the old spellcaster couldn't and teach Brodin a lesson.
From day 90 to day 94, I went into the same cave where I found the diamonds so I could gather materials for my strongest gear yet. In the darkest depths of the cave, I found a chest that contained a netherite ingot. These will do the trick. I used a nearby smithing table and combined the netherite with my diamond sword to upgrade it to a netherite sword. This weapon will be the one I'll use to break through Brodin's base defenses and take the Dynamax candy for myself. From day 95 to day 97, I visited my friends at the base to tell them that it was almost time for me to leave. First, I visited Pixie, who had been looking at the statue and thinking about how to upgrade it.
Hey, Zozo! The statue is almost done, but it needs a Pikachu's touch to be complete.
I've got you covered, Pixie. I went to the statue and did the remaining work that was needed. The full version was a statue of Ash Ketchum, Pikachu's trainer from the very beginning. When I looked at the statue, there was only one thought that echoed through my mind. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
You already are the best in my eyes.
Thanks, Pixie. I said goodbye to her, then went to go see how Iron Chicken was doing.
Is it almost time to face off against Brodin?
You know it, buddy. On day 98, I was still talking with Iron Chicken about the upcoming battle with Brodin the Conjurer. It felt like we had been through so much in this crazy world ever since we were conjured into it, and soon our troubles would be coming to an end. You're like a brother to me, Iron Chicken. I hope you know that.
The same to you, Zozo. I say that we end this battle together as brothers. When you go to face Brodin, I want to be there right by your side.
Of course, you'll always be welcome on my adventures. And so will you when you watch me out there. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can check out my other adventures. Don't forget to leave a comment about what I should do next. On day 99, Iron Chicken and I left the base and crossed the alien fields to arrive at Brodin the Conjurer's magical lair. Are you ready for this, Iron Chicken?
Let's do this, my brother in conjuration! I can't wait to defeat Broden once and for all!
Yeah, we may have been brought into this world by a mean guy who didn't even want us, but we gotta meet each other, and now we're a family. We entered the enemy compound and fought off some weak skeletons, which were effortlessly ground into bones by my netherite sword. No bones about it. Even Iron Chicken was able to take down a bunch of skeletons by himself.
Zozo, I'm tough as iron, but I think you should continue on alone.
All right, I'll make sure to end this, once and for all! On day 100, the last couple Endermen that Broden the Conjurer had left tried to stand in the way.
Curse you, darn Pikachu! You've sent us blasting off again and again, but not this time!
By now, my electrical attacks were very capable of roasting the Endermen without much difficulty, so I cleared a path for myself to keep moving. Before long, I had reached the room where the Dynamax candy was stored. There it was, sweet as candy. I had to have it. Time to Pikachu on this candy. I love puns. I gobbled up the candy and grew to gigantic size. I had become my mightiest form of all, Gigantamax Pikachu. I had 80 hearts and felt like my lightning was stronger than ever. Shortly after I ate the Dynamax candy, Broden entered the room.
No! What have you done? You've gained the power of the Dynamax candy!
I sure have. What now, Broden?
How about this?
He rushed towards me and dealt a heavy blow, but I was adamant to defeat him. So I countered with lightning strikes and brought my netherite sword into the fight with a vengeance.
I conjured you into this world, and I can unconjure you!
No, you don't, Broden. This Pikachu is a free Pokemon. I hit him with my sword and then delivered the final strike of Max Lightning, taking him out for good. Guess it's all Pika now. On day 1, I spawned into the Badlands as an awesome lava dinosaur. I may only be a baby, but I think when I grow up, I'm gonna be the coolest creature of all. But being that cool comes with certain drawbacks. You attract a lot of attention. That must have been why a terrifying Soul Blaze suddenly appeared in front of me.
Behold, 'tis I, the ultimate being, the Lord of Souls, and I wish to add yours to my collection, Zozo.
Wait, how do you know my name?
I know all. I see all, and in time, I will be able to do all. I will absorb your power, little lava dinosaur, and with it, I will become unstoppable.
My power? I don't even have any power yet.
Oh, but you will, Zozo. You will. Over the next 100 days, I will challenge you. I will hunt you. Through these trials, I will make you strong, and then, when you reach the height of your power, you will be mine!
Before I could try to talk him out of this wild plan, he fired an energy blast from his supercharged Soul Blaze rods. I ran as fast as I could, terrified by what he planned to do. I want to get stronger, but if I do, will I just be playing into the Lord of Souls' hands? This is gonna be a tough one. On day 2, I ventured out deeper into the Badlands to try and see what I could find. There's still a lot I don't know about this place. It's called the Badlands, but it seems pretty okay to me so far. I've got to be careful though. I only have 10 hearts, so I want to stay out of trouble. Suddenly, I heard my stomach growl. Oh, that's right. I've been alive for almost 2 days, and I haven't eaten yet. I better find some snacks. I wasn't sure what kind of food I could find in the Badlands, but as I was looking around, I spotted something red on the ground. Hey, apples, perfect! An apple a day keeps the Lord of Souls away. That's the saying, right? I ate the apples and felt much better with a full stomach. Good luck didn't last long. I saw some Vex Piglins scowling at me and flying toward me.
Face us, Zozo. The Lord of Souls sent us to test your strength.
No, I don't wanna.
Too bad. Time to fight.
They got even closer and started to attack. I did my best to defend myself, but I had never fought anyone before, and these guys were way too strong for me. All I could do was run away from those terrifying Vex Piglins, and in the process, I ran into a spider llama.
Follow me. These piggies can eat my dust.
On day 3, the spider llama led me to a campfire further out in the Badlands. It was a huge relief to find a cozy, safe place to rest for a while.
This is where the magic happens. And by magic, I mostly mean sleeping and hanging out with my buddy, the Fire Guardian.
I don't see a Fire Guardian until I did see one standing by the fire.
That's because I'm over here guarding this fire.
Hello there, baby lava dinosaur. I see you too are a being forged in fire. May your flame burn brightly.
Thanks. I'm Zozo, by the way.
It's nice to meet you, Zozo. My name is Dennis, and this spider llama who brought you here goes by the name Zach.
I'm grateful for both of you. Those Vex piglins cornered me in a totally unfair fight. They were working for this awful Soul Blaze. Big scary guy. Maybe you know him?
Unfortunately, I do. The Lord of Souls means to add you to his collection, I assume?
Yes, he said he's going to wait for me to become strong. Then he's going to take my soul and steal my power. So I decided I'm not going to get stronger at all. That way, he won't get me. I'll just lay low and stay out of trouble.
I know it seems frightening, but you must seek strength and progress anyway. But you can't allow the Lord of Souls to steal that strength. Instead, you must use it against him so that he never takes another soul again.
Oh, geez, that sounds like a lot of work.
It will be, but you will have help. No dinosaur is truly alone in this world, not when he has friends. Go with Zach and build your first base. We'll develop from there.
Okay, then it's decided. I'll become the biggest, strongest lava dinosaur I can, and I'll defeat the Lord of Souls before he can use my power to become unstoppable. It's the right thing to do. From day 4 to day 5, I got to work building my base. First things first, to build my base, I need some tools. I'm gonna need to gather some wood. Can I even touch trees without setting them on fire? I sure hope so. Luckily, me being a lava dinosaur didn't have any effect on the trees, and I was able to gather some wood. Then I used that wood to craft a wooden pickaxe. Next, I'll get some stone. I used the wooden pickaxe to gather enough stone to craft a full set of stone tools, including a stone sword. My first sword. Check me out. I'm not just a weak little baby dinosaur anymore. Now I'm a baby dinosaur with a sword. But I didn't have time to practice sword fighting. I needed to build a place for me and Zach to stay. I built a small house and added a room for Zach and another room for me. There we go. Home sweet home.
Nice digs. Simple, but nice.
We can always add more, too. Zach went inside, and I was able to follow him when a skeleton ran up and started attacking me. Luckily, I had my new stone sword, and I was able to defend myself. I was still pretty new to fighting, but I managed to defeat him. After the fight, I started to feel funny. Not in a bad way, but different. I grew a little bigger, and I felt stronger. My hearts increased to 30. Yay! As I yelled, I saw a blast of fire shoot out of my mouth. Cool, fire breath. I'll have to be careful not to accidentally burn anything down when I talk, but this is awesome! From day 6 to day 8, I decided that it was time for me to explore the area outside of the Badlands. I can't just hang around here forever. I've got to get out there and learn more about being a lava dinosaur. Like, what's the difference between a lava dinosaur and a dragon? Is it that I don't have wings? I gotta find out. I'd also stop the Lord of Souls from stealing my power. That too. I traveled to the Black Forest. I thought Black Forest was a type of cake, but I don't see any cake here. I guess life is disappointing sometimes. Oh well. I was distracted by the lack of cake when I saw a poor old fisherman being attacked by a nasty thorn wolf. I ran at the wolf with my sword and attacked. It took a while to defeat the thorn wolf, and it snarled at me, snapping its jaws. It was pretty scary, but I managed to fight it off.
Thank you, young dinosaur. I was afraid that blasted wolf would tear me limb from limb.
Yikes, I'm glad he didn't. You need your limbs.
I sure do. Can't reel in the fish without them, which is what I was trying to do when I was attacked by that beast. But if you think that thorn wolf was bad, you should see the other guy, the wolf guy that is. Say, if you manage to defeat that mongrel, maybe you can defeat this monster too. Could you give it a try?
Sure, I can try. Just show me where to go. From day 9 to day 10, I followed the fisherman to a place deeper in the Black Forest. Is it just me, or is it getting really creepy in here?
It's definitely not just you. You can probably sense the thorn-corrupted wolfman that's taken over this part of the woods. Which is a shame, because some of the best fishing is over here, and I can't get to it with him attacking anyone who gets too close.
That's not fair. I'll do my best to make sure you get your fishing spot back. Up ahead, the thorn-corrupted wolfman appeared. He had nasty matted fur and wild eyes.
Ow! Who's trespassing in my forest?
It's me, Zozo.
You, huh? Well, I was getting pretty hungry. I guess you'll make a nice snack.
How about you try some fire breath? I used my fire breath to attack, but the wolfman didn't even flinch. He came back at me and slashed me with his claws. Ow! Oh! This might be too tough of a fight for me. I ran back to the fisherman and away from danger as quick as I could. Quick, let's get out of here.
You're just giving up?
No, I'll come back when I'm stronger. But if that's gonna happen, we need to survive another day. Come on. The fisherman agreed, and we both ran out of there until we couldn't hear the wolfman's bone-chilling howls anymore. From day 11 to day 12, I led the fisherman back to my base. You can stay here until the Black Forest is a wolfman-free zone.
Well, thank you, but is there any room for me? I don't want to be rude, but your home looks pretty small.
Well, I can fix that. Just wait right here. I'll build you a room. I got to work and built a nice room for the fisherman to sleep in. When I was finished, I saw that he wasn't where I left him. He had added another room to the base too. What's this?
Just a wee token of my appreciation. I thought you might need more room for items and such, so I built you a storage room. I hope you'll find it useful.
You didn't have to do that.
There is very little we truly have to do in this world. It doesn't mean it isn't worth doing.
I'm glad there are nice people out there, and not just the Lord of Souls and his minions.
Stay far away from him, my friend. He would love to steal a power like yours.
That's what he told me too. I'm going to do my best to defeat him, so he can't steal people's power anymore.
Be very careful. I've heard rumors that he's been waiting for the chance to absorb the strength of a fire-breathing dragon. And as a lava dinosaur, you're probably the next best thing.
Yikes! Talk with the fisherman inspired me to keep working on upgrading my weapons, so I went to a nearby cavern to get some mining done. I gathered some iron ore, which I took back to my base and smelted into iron ingots. Then, I used them to make an iron pickaxe and an iron sword. Spiffy! Hey, with another new person staying here, we're going to need more supplies. I should find some animals. I spotted some sheep grazing nearby and decided that they would be perfect. I built a sheep farm for them and herded them into their pen. This place is really coming together. From day 13 to day 15, I was out of ideas for how to get stronger, so I decided to ask Zach for some advice. Hey, you're a tough guy, right?
Sure am. Why? Did someone say I wasn't? I'll fight them.
No. I just wanted to ask you what you think I should do to get stronger. What should I do?
Well, everyone's journey is different, little dude. But I do know that facing your fears is a good way to grow. Maybe try that.
Well, I was pretty scared in the Black Forest. I guess I can go back there. I'll just make sure I don't run into the Wolfman.
Oh yeah, don't mess with the Wolfmen. They're always looking for a fight, and they're no fun at parties.
I traveled back to the Black Forest, keeping an eye out for the Wolfman. Gotta face my fears. It's so creepy in here though. Why is this forest so scary? As if to answer my question, some Vex Piglins popped out.
Maybe it's because you're nothing but a weak little baby.
Oh no, it's those Vex Piglins again!
Yep, we've decided you're a waste of the boss's time. It would be better to just get rid of you and find a better target for him.
Guess I have to fight you then, and face my fears. I used my fire breath to attack, then ran at them with my new iron sword. They fought back, but I dodged them. After a little bit of fire breath and sword action, I was finally able to defeat them. I did it! Zach was right. I do feel stronger. Oh, look, a health potion. They must have dropped it. I picked up the health potion and drank it. My heart increased to 60, and my claws got sharper. Cool, I have a new ability, Claw Attack. From day 16 to day 19, my exploration took me out of the Black Forest and into the Cypress Swamplands. So nice to change out those old trees for some new, different trees. And those different trees brought me good luck because I spotted a book and picked it up. The title said, Better Living Through Exposition. What does that mean? Better take a look inside just to see. Okay, it says that the Lord of Souls hides somewhere dry and hot. So definitely not anywhere nearby then. That's good to know.
Why, read about it. You'll be winding up there soon enough.
Vex Piglins? But I just defeated you.
No, those are some other Vex Piglins. There are dozens of us, dozens, and we're all coming after you.
Well, this worked before, so I guess I'll try it again. Fire breath, attack! I used my fire breath, but it wasn't quite enough to defeat them. So I followed it up with a few swipes of my claws. Claw attack! Turns out, the Vex Piglins were no match for my new and improved claws, and I managed to win the battle. From day 20 to day 22, I headed back home to my base. On the way, I fought a mean-looking spider to test out my new abilities. It was easy to beat, way easier than the Vex Piglins. Okay, now I need to get back into the mines and see if I can find some more materials. Zozo needs some iron armor. I don't know why I talked about myself in third person like that. Let's go! I climbed down into the mining cavern and searched until I found some iron ore. Back at my base, I smelted the ore and used the iron ingots to craft an iron chest plate. This thing makes me feel pretty tough. Between this and my new abilities, I think I can finally fight the Wolfman. With my new confidence, and more importantly my new chest plate, I traveled back to the Black Forest to look for the thorn-corrupted Wolfman. I followed the sound of his howl until I found him. When he saw me, he growled.
Back again? Good. I was starting to get hungry. And you're bigger now. Even better. I could use a good meal.
He came at me with his claws, but I had claws too. I used my claw attack, and he looked shocked at how much damage it did. That didn't stop him though, and he attacked me again. But my iron chest plate protected me from his fangs and claws, and I was able to get the upper hand and win the fight.
Splendid.
I turned around, and the Lord of Souls was there!
You're getting stronger, I see. Soon you will be strong enough, and your power will make me invincible.
Or I'll use it to defeat you.
Impossible. You were born for this very purpose. A prophecy foretold that the power of a fire-breathing dragon would allow me to conquer all.
But I'm a dinosaur!
Close enough!
I didn't want to stick around to hear what else he had to say, so I got out of there as fast as I could. From day 23 to day 26, I ran away from the Lord of Souls and headed back to my base. I can't stand that guy. At least I have good news for the fisherman. Speak of the devil.
You do? I love good news.
Yes, the Wolfman is finally gone. You can go back to your favorite fishing spot again.
Thank you so much, Zozo. Next time I catch a fish, I'll name it after you.
Okay. Next, I went back into the mining cavern to find some more iron ore. Once I had it, I smelted it and used the ingots to craft an iron helmet and boots. Pretty snazzy stuff. While I was admiring my new armor, the fisherman came to talk to me again.
Before I head out to catch some fish, I built a perimeter wall for the base. Something to keep us all a little safer here. Just my way of saying thanks for getting rid of that man-eating wolfman.
No problem. Whoa, it looks great. From day 27 to day 31, I decided to return to the Cypress Swamplands to see if I could find anything else useful. I found that book here before. Who knows what else I might stumble on? Turns out, the answer was a fire elemental, and he stumbled on me.
Excuse me, are you the dragon that got rid of the Vex piglins who were here earlier?
I'm a dinosaur, but yeah, that was me.
That was really impressive. They were causing a huge mess around here. But before you managed to get them, they got to my house and destroyed it. Any chance you know where I could stay for a while?
Follow me, I'll show you the way to my base. I escorted the fire elemental back to my base. Then I collected some fluffy wool from my sheep. You know what, sheep? I think this place is looking a little bit boring. What do you think? The sheep didn't say anything back, but I could tell they agreed. So I put up some decorative banners. Much better. From day 32 to day 35, Zach came to me to ask for help. What's going on?
It's Dennis! He's facing some kind of menace! I think that Lord of Souls sent some creeps to mess with him!
Oh no, let's go right away! I traveled to Dennis, the Fire Guardian's campfire, and by the time we got there, there were Vex piglins all over the place, and I couldn't see Dennis anywhere. You will pay for this! I rushed in and blasted the piglins with my fire breath. Then I shredded them with my claw attack. I was able to defeat a bunch of them, and once they were out of the way, I saw Dennis fading away. Oh no!
Zozo, you came. Thank you. But I'm afraid it's too late for me. Be strong. Help the others. Save the world.
And just like that, he was gone. From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to the Black Forest so I could see how the fisherman was doing at his fishing spot. But before I could get to the fishing spot, a ghost miner drifted out from between two trees and approached me.
Well, I'll be. You look like a strong youngin' who might just be able to help out an old-timer like me. What do you say?
Sure. What do you need?
Back before I was a ghost, I was attacked by a deep spider around these parts. Suppose you could destroy that spider so I can finally get my revenge on the critter?
Sure. I searched the Black Forest until I found the deep spider. It was pretty easy to defeat with just a blast of my fire breath and a few swipes of my sword. Then I went back to the ghost miner. I did it!
Hoo-wee! Feels good to let my soul be at rest. Thank you, Sonny. Speaking of souls, better be careful of yours around that soul eater fella. If he snatches yours, there's no getting it back. He'll absorb all your power and leave nothing but a husk behind.
I'll make sure to remember that. Thanks. From day 40 to day 43, I returned home to my base. When I got there, I saw that someone had added a nice new lounge area outside. This looks so nice. It's the perfect place to curl up with a good book and relax. I'll definitely do that once my quest is complete and the Lord of Souls is dealt with. I wonder who did this.
It was me, little dude.
Oh, cool. But why?
I don't want to cramp your style, but I've got a few buddies that need a place to stay. Mind if they kick it here with us for a bit?
Sure, that would be great. A little while later, some other spider llamas came to the base.
Zozo, these are my bros.
Welcome to my base, everybody. After I said hi to the spider llamas, the fire elemental came to see me.
I know you've already done a ton to help me, but could you do one more thing? There's a skulk scorpion that's, well, skulking around the ruins of my old house. Until he's gone, I can't rebuild it.
I'll write him a strongly worded letter! Just kidding, I'll go out there and see if I can get him to leave. From day 44 to day 49, I traveled back to the Cypress Swamplands to look for that pesky skulk scorpion that was giving the fire elemental so much trouble. Is there a scorpion in the house, or around the ruins of the former house? I didn't get an answer. What I got instead was an unwelcome surprise appearance from the Lord of Souls!
Why waste your time trying to help other weaklings when you could be growing stronger, when you could be fueling my eventual victory over all?
This isn't about you!
Foolish Zozo! Everything is about me. Now, hone your combat skills and fight!
He disappeared, and in his place, there was a huge, powerful Pigless! I don't want to fight you, but I get a feeling I don't have much of a choice! From day 50 to day 53, I battled the Pigless. He was much bigger and stronger than me, but I did my best to hold my own. I did have one thing he didn't have though, Fire Breath, and my other dinosaur abilities. With the help of those moves and my positive attitude, I managed to defeat him.
You may have bested me, but only a pure heart and a diamond sword can defeat the Lord of Souls.
With those final words, he vanished into dust. Oh, that was a tough one, but I did it! Oh hey, sparkly! The Pigless dropped some mystical diamonds! I'd better take these with me. They'll probably come in handy later. From day 54 to day 57, I resumed my search for the Skulk Scorpion. No matter what the Lord of the Souls says, I know it's worth it to help out those who need it. I spotted the ruins of a house, and there, nested in the middle of it all, was the Skulk Scorpion. You can't just take this place, it's someone's home. The scorpion just approached me threateningly and attacked. But the scorpion's stinger was no match for my claw attack. Pretty soon, I had won. I sprinted back to my base and gave the fire elemental the news.
Wonderful, thank you, Zozo. You really are amazing. No wonder the Lord of Souls thinks you're the hero from the prophecy. He's convinced that you're the fabled fire dragon that can give him the power to take over the world. All he needs is for you to come into your full potential. Then he'll steal your soul.
I keep saying I'm not a dragon.
I know, you're Lava Dinosaur. I've met others of your kind before. You have many abilities similar to those of dragons, but you're different, too.
Thank you. I was starting to worry I might be wrong. So many people kept calling me a dragon.
Never let anyone tell you who you are, Zozo. You know yourself better than anyone.
From day 58 to day 62, I decided to make some quick improvements to the base. I built another sheep pen and found some more sheep to herd into it. Welcome home, little sheep. Next, I remembered what the Pigless said about a diamond sword. So I went into the cavern and mined until I found some diamonds. I was going to use them to craft a diamond sword, but then I remembered I also picked up those mystical diamonds before. So I used those to make my sword, and the other diamonds to craft a diamond pickaxe. Afterwards, I exited my base and noticed Zach standing outside my door.
Little dude, I added some awesome stuff to the base. Check it. I expanded the resting area outside to make it even better.
This looks amazing. I can't wait to hang out here. From day 63 to day 66, I was trying to decide what to do next. I went down into the mines, where I was surprised to find the fisherman.
Zozo, I was looking for you. I heard that the Lord of Souls has his hideout in the dunes. I thought it might be worth a look.
Oh, that's good to know. It's definitely somewhere dry and hot, like that book said. I'll go check it out. I traveled to the dunes and looked around for any sign of the Lord of Souls or his hideout. I didn't want to fight him yet, but I wanted to be as prepared as possible. While I was exploring, I wandered into the domain of a Crimson Phantom.
Get out of here! No associates of the Lord of Souls are welcome!
Wait, I'm not one. I don't work for him. I'm trying to get rid of him.
Oh, that's great news. Sorry for the scare. Hi, my name's Coco.
Hi, Coco. I'm Zozo.
So, if you're a good guy, does that mean you could help me get rid of the creeper spider that's been lurking around and trying to bite me?
Sure does. I'm great at fighting spiders. From day 67 to day 70, I helped Coco the Crimson Phantom with her spider problem. It didn't take long to find the creepy spider. It was creeping around nearby and looking for a chance to bite her. Hey, there's a bug problem here, and I'm the exterminator.
I don't think spiders count as bugs, but I like your spirit.
I'm not good at bug science, but I'm good at fighting. I blasted the creeper spider with my fire breath, then attacked it with my diamond sword. Pretty soon, it was done for. That spider won't be bothering you anymore.
I can't thank you enough. I wish you lots of luck in your quest.
From day 71 to day 74, I continued exploring the dunes. If I can figure out where the Lord of Souls lives, I'll know where to go when I'm ready to fight him. Speaking of fighting and adventuring, if you want to see more videos like this, search ZO. That's Zozo, me. But that call to action attracted the attention of none other than the Lord of Souls.
Zozo, there you are.
Uh-oh.
Why aren't you cultivating that wonderful power for me? Soon it will be time for me to take it.
I tried to blast him with my fire breath, but it didn't even make a mark. He was way too strong. I had to run out of there before it was too late. From day 75 to day 78, I went back to my base and headed into the pool to cool off. I can't believe I had to run away. What if I'm never strong enough to beat him? What if I get just strong enough to help him and I ruin everything? Just then, the fire elemental came to see me.
That won't happen, Zozo. I know it. Hey, to get your mind off things, check out what I built. It's a watchtower for the base.
I'll admit, that's pretty cool. It's hard to be sad with a watchtower like this. Thanks. After that, my main man Zach approached me.
If you like that, then how about these apples? Sorry, that was confusing. There aren't any apples, but I do have this mace.
Awesome! Let me try it out. When I did, I felt magic coursing through me. I grew bigger and stronger. The gift increased my hearts to 100, and I felt like I had a new power too. I tested it out, and I was right.
Whoa, you have a dragon fireball ability.
Nope, I have a dinosaur fireball ability. From day 79 to day 84, I returned to the dunes, feeling much more confident in myself as a hero. I didn't see the Lord of Souls anywhere, but I did see a zombie shuffling around and tested my fireball out on it. It worked! I blew that zombie to smithereens!
Hey, that was really cool.
A big axolotl came over to congratulate me.
I got this for my uncle's birthday, but I actually think you should have it. You're a way better fighter than him.
He handed me diamond leggings. Whoa, thanks. Sorry to your uncle, though.
Nah, it's fine. I'll just get him a gift card.
These leggings will go great with the rest of my diamond gear. From day 85 to day 89, I headed back to my base to show my friends my new diamond leggings. But when I got there, it was under attack. There were Vex piglins all over the place. Hey, get out of here! Stop! I rushed towards the piglins and started to defeat them one by one using my mace. But some of them managed to run off, and I gave chase. I lost sight of them after a while, but I didn't give up. I heard a loud buzzing sound though, and when I looked in its direction, I saw a giant mosquito. Ah, don't bite me!
Bite you? Oh no, that's not why I'm here. I need help breaking apart this block. I've been trying for days, but I have no tools, and my little bug arms are too weak.
Quickly, I broke the block apart with my pickaxe. There you go. Gotta run. Bye!
I'll never forget you, kind stranger.
From day 90 to day 94, I tracked the Vex piglins to a spot in the dunes. This place looks super evil. Oh, this must be the lair of the Lord of Souls. I'd better not get too close.
I noticed something I hadn't seen before. The Vex Piglins had an Enderblaze with them. They were all listening to him and following his orders.
We messed that place up good, huh?
Yeah, the Lord of Souls will be pleased with your service. As his right-hand man, I will deliver reports of your loyalty.
I rushed out of my hiding place and confronted the Enderblaze. So you're the one who messed up my base. I guess this fireball is for you then. From day 95 to day 97, I began my battle against the Enderblaze. I shot a fireball at him, but he shot a fireball back at me. I dodged it, but just barely. Ouch, that's hot. Glad it didn't hit me, but this guy is really strong. This is my hardest fight yet. I drew my mace and attacked again. This time, I had more luck. I managed to do some damage, and that gave me the confidence to keep going. I got him with my claw attack, my mace again, and that managed to finish him off. When he went down, the Enderblaze dropped a key. This must unlock the Lord of Souls base. This is awesome.
Yeah, take the key. Go inside. It's right where the Lord of Souls wants you to be. Once he has your power, he will burn down the entire world to rebuild it in his image. Thank you, Zozo. You will ensure his victory.
With that, he was gone. I won't let that be true. It can't. I have to get ready because it's time to prove the Lord of Souls wrong. On day 98, I returned to my base, more determined than ever. I'm almost out of days. I've got to make every moment count. First, the fire elemental came to speak with me.
Zozo, you saved my home. Without you, I would have nowhere to go. I know that you can conquer this force of evil.
Then came Zack, the spider llama.
Little dude. Well, not such a little dude anymore. But you'll always be little dude to me. I'm so proud of you, man. You're gonna do great. Dennis would be proud too.
And finally, the fisherman.
Zozo, I've brought you a fish. In case you get hungry or need some extra protein. Good luck, brave dinosaur.
On day 99, I started my journey to the Lord of Souls base. On the way there, I passed through the Black Forest. Can't believe I used to be scared of this place. That seems like so long ago now. Finally, I reached the base, but it was crawling with Vex Piglins. Oh no, I'll have to fight all of them to get inside.
No, you won't. I will.
Coco!
You solved my pest problem. I'll solve yours. Go, Zozo. Get inside.
Thank you. Leaving Coco to take on the Vex Piglins, I unlocked the door and ran inside. On day 100, I entered the lair of the Lord of Souls. I had faith in myself, but I was still so scared that I would lose. If the Lord of Souls beat me, it wouldn't only be me who suffered, it would hurt everyone. So I guess the solution to this is, don't lose. I found the Lord of Souls waiting for me in his room.
Ah, here you are, as foretold, the missing piece in the puzzle of my total domination of all life.
Not so fast. I shot a fireball at the Lord of Souls and it hit him, but all he did was laugh.
Zozo, fire cannot harm a Lord of Souls. You cannot burn me.
I can get you with this. While he was gloating, I attacked him with my mace. He staggered back from the hit.
No, impossible. The prophecy. A fire dragon will give me the power I need to ascend to victory.
A fire dragon might have helped you become the ultimate ruler of the world, but this lava dinosaur is going to destroy you! I swung my mace again and again as we fought fiercely against each other. Finally, I landed one last hit and the Lord of Souls collapsed on the ground! I guess it turns out that when it comes to prophecies, close enough just doesn't cut it. On day 1, I spawned into the freezing cold Alps as Supersonic! Whoa, look at me! I'm super fast and solid gold! This is one thing cooler than being Sonic, even if I only have 10 hearts! I was so distracted by my own cool shiny skin that I didn't even notice a massive obsidian golem stomping towards me through the snow.
How? Who goes there?
You should have asked, who's Zo's there? Because I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you.
This is no time to joke. Golems everywhere are under threat right now, and if I believe you might be involved with a threat against us, I'll need to take you in for questioning.
Sure, you can take me in for questioning, but you'll need to catch me first. I turned and ran off unbelievably fast, zipping across the Alps way faster than the obsidian golem could ever follow me.
It felt like I was going to escape until I ran up into another obsidian golem standing right in front of me. What? How did you get here so fast?
I didn't. I'm another guy, you dingus. Now come with me before I smash you with my big golem fists.
Guess I can't argue with that. And with that, he led me away. On day 2, the huge obsidian golem led me back to a fortified base hidden deep in the Alps. I was led into a cell, and the obsidian golem locked the door behind me.
You better stay well behaved, Zozo. We don't want to hurt you if we don't have to. But if you make trouble for us, I'll make even bigger trouble for you.
Okay, I get it. You're a big scary golem. I won't mess with you.
Thank you for getting it. I didn't want to labor the point.
Golem left, and left me in an obviously not ideal situation. Darn, I really need to figure out how to get out of here, and figure out what's going on in the overworld. Clearly something isn't right.
You're not the only one who feels that way, mate.
I turned and saw a drop bear sitting in the cell with me. Somehow, I hadn't even noticed him in here.
G'day, I'm Dave. Dave the drop bear. I was on vacation from down under, sightseeing in the Alps, and these big nasty golem blokes wrapped me on the knuckles and dragged me in here.
You too, huh? I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you, Dave. We need to figure out a way out of this place.
Well, I've tried myself, mate. If it was easy, I would have done it already.
Okay, let me think. I don't have any tools, but I do have super speed. Maybe if I run at the wall with enough speed, I can break a hole into it.
Couldn't hurt to try, mate. Well, it might hurt you to go into the wall really fast, but still, I encourage trying whenever I can.
I took an epic run up, well, as epic as the size of the cell allowed, and ran straight into the wall. It broke enough of the blocks to let me and Dave escape, even if the impact did take off a few hearts.
You're a legend, Zozo. I hope we meet again someday.
Same here, Dave. Be safe out there. So we both made our ways out into the world, hoping that those nasty obsidian golems wouldn't find us. On day 3, I continued traveling through the Alps, trying to find a safe way out, but my body was still aching from running into that wall at super speed. Ow, ow, ow. It worked, but in hindsight, I'm not sure why I thought that would be a good idea. But I wasn't just hurting, I was also hungry, and I needed to find some food soon, or I wouldn't even have the strength to run. What I'd do for a chili dog right now. But I didn't find a chili dog. Instead, I found some apples laying around and ate as many as I could to replenish my hunger bar. That's more like it. At least I won't starve and freeze up on this mountain. My relief was short-lived because a huge figure came rolling out of the snow towards me, even bigger and stronger than the obsidian golems. Oh no, I'm totally gonna be destroyed. I'm having terrible luck this week.
Be not afraid, stranger. I am Humbaba, the wise, brave, and honest. And seeing as you're wandering through the snow, alone and afraid, I assume you've had an unfortunate run-in with the golems.
How'd you guess?
Believe me, I have good reason to know. Come with me, stranger. I'll keep you safe, and you can help me with a little something I've been working on.
And so I followed Humbaba through the snow, having no idea what would happen next. From day 4 to day 5, we finally left the Alps and entered the ancient forest, which was actually a lot more comfortable than all the freezing cold of the Alps. We arrived at Humbaba's base a little while after, where he gave me my first set of stone tools and a stone sword. Why are you giving me these?
Because you need to get stronger, stranger. If you want to help me save the world, you need your own base, and you need to get better at fighting.
But what are you trying to save the world from, Humbaba? Oh, and by the way, my name's Zozo.
Once, they called me the king of the beasts. That means I ruled all the animals, and I did so kindly and fairly. Then came the cruel and diabolical golems, who toppled me from my throne and tried to capture and enslave all the animals I once represented.
That's terrible!
It certainly is. So go, Zozo, get stronger, and then return to me. We will save this world together.
I left Humbaba's base and went further into the ancient forest. Eventually, I found a decent clearing and started cutting down trees and mining stone to start building myself a cool little base. This is coming along well. It'll be nice to be in a room that I haven't been locked in by somebody else. But saying that out loud, ironically, attracted the attention of one of the obsidian golems who'd locked me up.
There you are! You owe us some emeralds after damaging a wall!
I don't owe you guys anything. Using my super speed, I ran in and attacked him with my stone sword, too fast for him to even fight back. Moments later, he was defeated, and I'd gained enough XP to level up. I got bigger, tougher, faster, and gained an awesome jump boost. I now also had 30 hearts instead of just 10. I'm really living up to my supersonic name. From day 6 to day 8, I was running back and forth through the ancient forest to test my super jumps and super speed. But along the way, I ran into an old friend, Dave the Drop Bear. Oh, hey Dave, fancy seeing you here.
Zozo, good to see you, mate. You're looking bigger and stronger since we last met each other. Have you been working out?
I have. Thank you for noticing. What are you doing in the ancient forest, Dave?
I've been laying low, mate. Keeping it old school. Those obsidian golems came looking for me.
You too? Gosh, it seems like Humbaba was right. These obsidian golems are never going to give up unless we stop them.
Humbaba? What's that?
Oh, just a friend of mine. One I should probably go and see. I returned to Humbaba, eager to take on my first mission and stop these awful golems from taking over our lives.
I'm glad you've come to realize how important our mission is, Zozo. But it's much bigger than just obsidian golems. It's all of them. Your first mission will be a trial by fire. Literally. Go to the savannah and defeat the magma golem. If you are strong enough, victory will be yours.
From day 9 to day 10, I followed Humbaba's instructions and went out to the savannah. Boy, it's so hot out here. It almost makes me regret complaining about how cold the Alps were. But that heat wasn't just the climate. It was the heat coming off of a big, hot magma golem I was creeping up on. I approached carefully, ready to use a burst of speed to take him out with a surprise attack. But instead, he turned and caught me.
Are you trying to sneak up on me, you little creep? That's not a good idea. You won't like what I do to people who sneak up on me.
Don't worry, nobody is ever gonna do it again after this, cause I'm gonna defeat you. Humbaba told me exactly where to find you, and here you are.
You're one of Humbaba's goons? That makes all too much sense.
I'm not a goon, I'm a hero. Let's go. I ran in at super speed and used my jump boost to leap over him. I pulled out my stone sword and attacked him as fast as I could. He turned and landed a few powerful hits on me, but in the end, I was victorious. Wow, I lost a lot of hearts in that battle. This isn't good.
That's where I come in.
I turned and saw that Dave the Drop Bear was walking towards me again. Dave, how did you find me?
Pure luck. I had some commotion and ran right over. Yeah, I have a healing potion, mate.
I drank the potion that Dave gave me and felt my hearts replenishing.
Why are you out here anyway, Zozo?
My friend Humbaba sent me out here to fight the magma golem. It was harder than I thought.
He sends you on dangerous missions. That's a strange thing for a friend to do.
We've got an important goal, Dave. You wouldn't understand. Thanks for the health potion, though. I'll pay you back for this someday. And with that, I ran off at the speed of sound to tell Humbaba about my victory. From day 11 to day 12, I rushed back to the ancient forest to tell Humbaba the good news.
Welcome back, Zozo. Were you successful in your mission?
I sure was. It was pretty tough, but I managed to defeat the magma golem just like you asked.
Excellent. But our work is far from over. If we are going to truly win the battle against the golems, you must become stronger. Get yourself some iron armor and weapons, then return to the savannah to seek out the remaining golems there. We must eradicate them from the land.
Oh, that sounds kind of intense.
Don't you trust me?
Well, I have no reason not to, so I guess I'll get going. I journeyed to a nearby cave and started looking for some iron ore. After a little while, I managed to find some. Time to make some new gear with this. I used the iron to fashion some iron armor, an iron sword, and an iron pickaxe. As I was getting ready to leave the cave, the obsidian golem appeared. He looked pretty mad.
There you are, Humbaba's evil henchman.
Why do you guys keep saying stuff like that? I'm a good guy.
Good guys don't run around attacking innocent golems.
He attacked me, but I fought back, and before too long, I had managed to defeat him. From day 13 to day 15, I took my new gear and traveled back to the savannah. There has to be some golems around here somewhere. As I was exploring, I spotted a raccoon cowering behind a tree. Excuse me, have you seen any golems making trouble around here?
Eek! Please don't hurt me!
What? I'm not gonna hurt you.
And you were here earlier, fighting the magma golem.
So that I can help free the animals, like you. I'm trying to help.
Help? I didn't need your help. That magma golem was my friend. He just threw me a birthday party last week. You're ruining everything. You and your horrible boss.
I decided to leave the raccoon alone before I made matters worse. Something feels wrong. I'd better go back to Humbaba and talk to him about this. From day 16 to day 19, I returned to the ancient forest to ask Humbaba what the heck was going on. I'm probably just misunderstanding, or maybe that raccoon had me mixed up with someone else. When I got there, Humbaba looked really busy, but I decided to talk to him anyway. Hey, so when I got to the savannah, there was this raccoon and…
I don't have time for this. I have important matters to attend to. Come back when you've done what I asked.
Jeez, he's in a bad mood. I decided to go back to my base so I could take a moment to think. When I got there, Dave the Drop Bear was waiting for me.
Zozo, it's a mess, mate. That Humbaba friend of yours is attacking a bunch of animals and golems in the savannah. It's chaos.
What? That doesn't sound like him. I'll go check it out. I rushed there as fast as I could, and sure enough, Humbaba was stomping around and attacking everyone in sight. What are you doing?
Don't tell me you've lost your nerve now. I'm just doing what needs to be done, reclaiming my rightful place on the throne as king of the beasts.
Wait a second, you're not trying to help anyone. You just want to be in charge again.
Took you long enough to figure it out.
You tricked me! I couldn't stand there and watch anymore. I ran at him with my sword drawn and attacked, but he was too strong. He knocked me down with only one hit. I tried to get back up, but he hit me again, and everything went dark. From day 20 to day 22, I finally woke up, still in the savannah. I couldn't see Humbaba anywhere. Must have knocked me out and finished what he started. This place is a disaster. I can't believe he misled me like that. I feel like such a fool. I'm so sorry, everyone. If you need a place to stay while your homes are rebuilt, you can go to my base. After I gave them the invitation, I traveled back to my base to make some much-needed improvements. We don't have enough room for guests right now. I'll need to expand. I built an additional room, and I was going to add more, but only Dave the Drop Bear showed up.
Sure, it's okay for me to stay here.
Definitely. Welcome home.
Thanks, mate. For what it's worth, I don't think you're bad. You were doing what you thought was right. Now you know better. It's never too late to turn things around and fight for the good guys.
From day 23 to day 26, I decided to go back to where I started before Humbaba filled my head with lies, the Alps. When I got there, I saw a vicious hellhound chasing after a poor, defenseless roadrunner. Now's my chance to do something good and actually start helping people who need it. Hold on, I'll save you.
Meep, hurry, I can't run this fast forever.
I sprang into action, running as fast as I could, and jumped in front of the hellhound, blocking its path. With my iron sword, I managed to hold back the beast and rescue the roadrunner from its jaws. But it wasn't defeated yet. The roadrunner ran off down the road, leaving me to finish my battle with the hellhound. I was worried I wouldn't make it, but I finally managed to defeat it. As I stood there, catching my breath, I felt my hearts increase to 50, and I gained the ability to climb walls. From day 27 to day 31, I found some lost sheep wandering around the Alps. They didn't have anywhere to stay, so I invited them to come live at my base. I quickly traveled back to my base to build a pen for the sheep. There, perfect for some sheep to sleep. Haha, sleep sheep, that rhymes.
Sure does, mate. Hey, if you're done improvising poetry about farm animals, wanna come see what I built?
Sure. I followed Dave into the base, and he showed me a new room that wasn't there before.
Yeah, it's a storage room. We can keep all sorts of things in here. Armor, swords, boomerangs, you name it.
That's great. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, back in the ancient forest, Humbaba had found a new henchman, someone terrifying and powerful, a slave and warder, ready to follow his every order.
Zozo's foolishness might have delayed my plans a little, but with your help, we can still erase all golems from this land and make me king again. Yes, my liege. All shall bow before you or perish.
From day 32 to day 35, I returned to the Alps and made my way to the golem base where I was held prisoner before. I had to make things right with the golems and show them that I was on their side. The obsidian golem there wasn't very happy to see me.
You dare show your face here again? After all you've done, I should have you locked up and throw away the key.
Wait, don't! He ran at me and attacked me, but I dodged. I'm not here to fight. I want to say I'm sorry. I was tricked by Humbaba. I thought you guys were the danger, but I know better now. I want to help.
If you truly wish to help, then there is someone you should meet. Follow me.
He led me to a wise ancient gold golem.
Hello, my son.
I'm your son. There's not much family resemblance.
It's just an expression, but I should warn you, if you wish to aid us in the battle against Humbaba, you are in for a difficult fight. Once, he was the king of the beasts, but he took that title by force, by terrifying and imprisoning all animals that opposed him. The golems freed the animals, and he swore revenge. Now it seems the time has come for him to try and take his power back.
We can't let him!
I agree. Fight valiantly, young Zozo. I will help you however I can.
From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to my base, thinking about the gold golem's words. This is going to be a difficult fight, so I need some better equipment. I'd better find some more iron. I went back down into the cave and mined until I had enough iron to finish my set of armor. While I was looking, I found a few diamonds too. I'll bring these back to the base to use later.
Crikey, look what I found. Zozo, look at this.
I followed the sound of Dave's voice and saw what he was talking about. A Kyther! Awesome! Let's bring it back with us! When Dave and I got back to the base, there was a prismarine golem waiting for us.
Zozo, the gold golem sent me to find you. You need to come meet with him immediately. It's a matter of life and death.
Then I guess I gotta go fast! From day 40 to day 43, I returned to the Alps to find what the gold golem so urgently wanted to tell me.
Zozo, thank you for getting here so quickly. I have important information for you about Humbaba's grand scheme. You see...
But before he could finish his sentence, we were both interrupted by a huge crashing sound. I turned and saw a Slaven warder attacking the golem base.
I am here for the head of the traitorous Zozo.
You can't have my head. I need it for thinking of stuff.
Face me and fight, little coward.
I'm not a coward, but I know an unfair fight when I see one. No thanks. I ran away from the Slaven warder and in the process ran into the gold golem again.
Run, Zozo, protect yourself. We can handle ourselves here. The golems are used to doing battle with Humbaba's many goons.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Then I won't. You know what to do.
I ran out of there as fast as I could as the Slaven warder continued trying to tear the base apart. From day 44 to day 49, I was laying low at my base, still shaken from seeing the relentless attack of the Slaven warder. It's lucky that I'm the fastest thing alive, or I don't know how I would have escaped that monster. I need to be more careful. Soon after that, I got a personal visit from the gold golem, and for once, he had some good news for me.
Zozo, my son, lend me your ear.
Gold golem, I'm so glad you're okay, and that your obsidian golems managed to repel the attack.
We did, at a great cost. My men are rebuilding the base as best they can, but more importantly, I have been studying the sacred texts for answers to our Humbaba problem, and I think I may have what we need.
Oh, tell me, Gold Golem, please!
A battle axe, buried somewhere deep and dark, once wielded by a great hero who used it to slay some ancient evil. The legends say that the battle axe still has some of his power.
That sounds like exactly what we need to defeat Humbaba. Where can we find it?
This is where my knowledge ends. You must journey to the savannah and find the glowstone golem elder. Perhaps he will have the answers that you seek.
Thankfully, with my speed, it won't take me long to get there. From day 50 to day 53, I used my super speed to reach the savannah in record time. I waited until nightfall, knowing it would be a lot easier to find the glowstone golem in the dark. When the darkness crept in, I started my search, running end to end in the savannah until I saw a distinctive glow in the middle of a clearing. I approached and saw him standing there, as though he knew I was coming. The glowstone golem! Glowstone golem, my name is Zozo, and I humbly come to you, searching for help in defeating a great evil.
Speak!
My friend, the gold golem, told me of an ancient battle axe that might be able to defeat the evil Humbaba. Do you know where I could find such an axe?
It would not matter if you could find it.
Wait, what do you mean?
You are not strong enough to wield that ancient battle axe. When you are ready to use it, only then will you find it.
What?
I have spoken. Away with you, Zozo.
Do not seek the battle axe. The battle axe will seek you, if you deserve it.
And like that, the conversation was over. I went back to my base, moving much more slowly this time, feeling completely defeated. From day 54 to day 57, I returned to the Alps, planning on telling the Gold Golem the bad news, that his glowstone elder hadn't told me anything useful. But that's when something even worse happened. The terrifying Slaven Warder hopped out right in front of me.
There you are, you sad little glittery worm! You dared defy the great King Humbaba, and you keep running away from the justice you so richly deserve!
Why do you work for him, Warder? He's no king, he's just a bully who thinks he's the best. Don't you know he thinks you're just as below him as everyone else?
Of course I'm below him! He is the king, and we are all his loyal subjects. We exist to serve him, and those who refuse to serve him shouldn't exist, including you, Zozo.
The Slaven Warder immediately lunged at me, and one attack from him took off a scary number of hearts. There was no way I could fight him off like this. I just needed to run away as fast as I could, which thankfully, as supersonic, was really, really fast. Meanwhile, at Humbaba's base, his evil plot was marching ever further.
So, Zozo is seeking out the battle axe. Excellent. He'll do all the hard work, and then I'll take it from him. I'm so good at this.
From day 58 to day 62, I came back to my base, still feeling jittery from my encounter with the Slaven Warder. I need to get stronger weapons and armor. If I don't, I could be toast if I get ambushed by Humbaba or his Slaven Warder. But at least, when I arrived at my base again, Dave the Drop Bear had some cool news for me.
Zozo, me old cobber, I've been working on a bit of a construction project while you were gone. For starters, I made a furnace for all your smelting needs, but I've also been working on putting together a bunker in case everything goes sideways.
This is awesome, Dave. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I've been running low on stone. You could go and get me some. That'd be a huge help, mate.
Happy to have something to take my mind off of the threats at hand, I went to a nearby cave to mine Dave some extra stone. But while I was down there, I also got lucky and found some diamonds. Finally, my luck is starting to change. I went back to the base and gave Dave a bunch of stone blocks, and then visited the furnace to forge some new items with my diamonds. A diamond helmet, a diamond sword, and a diamond pickaxe. Let's see that Slaven Warder try to mess with me now. From day 63 to day 66, I met with the Gold Golem at my base again. He'd managed to make a good break in the case.
After studying further texts, I found a potential answer to our troubles, Zozo. Interpreting all the clues, I believe that the battle axe may be in the Brimstone Caverns, where it is guarded by a terrible beast.
That's at least 50% good news. Do you have any idea how I can enter the Brimstone Caverns?
I've heard tell of a secret door somewhere in the ancient forest that leads directly to the Brimstone Caverns without a nether portal. Let us go and find it. There is no time to waste.
Gold Golem and I ran out into the ancient forest, searching for the legendary door, and eventually we did find it. There was only one problem. It was locked. Is there any way you can open it with magic, Gold Golem?
I'm afraid only a special key can open a door like that, Zozo.
Oh, figures. From day 67 to day 70, with the key still out of reach, I decided I'd build some extra strength by helping the Gold Golem with a favor up in the Alps.
A powerful Tartarus has been rampaging through the Alps. I don't believe it works with Humbaba or any of his men, but his threat needs to be neutralized one way or another. He's too distracting to our mission.
I'll see what I can do. It'll be nice to feel like I've done something useful for once. Using my supersonic super speed, I blasted my way through the Alps until I came upon the Tartarus. It was as big and scary as I expected, but I pulled out my diamond sword and jumped into the fight. It wasn't easy, but eventually I fought the monster to a standstill, but I didn't destroy it. Instead, I spoke to it.
You are a valiant fighter, stranger. I admire your strength and grit. What would you ask of me?
Just stop causing trouble around here, okay? The golems have enough to deal with right now.
I respect your wishes. Good luck on your quest.
True to his word, the Tartarus left the Alps. From day 71 to day 74, I returned to my base, only to see that someone had completely wrecked it. Confused and afraid, I ran in to see what had happened. Thankfully, Dave the Drop Bear was okay, and he told me the whole story.
It was terrible, Zozo. That nasty blighter, the Slaving Warder, showed up and attacked the base. He was looking for you, and he was turning everything upside down trying to find you. And when he didn't, he just stole that character I found for you a few weeks ago.
I'm sick of that heinous henchman. No more being cowardly. I'm going to hunt that creep down and fight him on his own territory.
That sounds like a plan, Zozo. That nasty Slaving Warder has had it too good for too long.
As I prepared the plan for my counterattack, Humbaba, back at his base, was refining a plan of his own.
We have the door. My minion has the key. When Zozo takes it and clears the path for me, the battle axe will be mine.
From day 75 to day 78, Dave the Drop Bear had fully repaired the base and added a perimeter wall in case someone came to attack the base again. We still left a door in the front for visitors, such as the Gold Golem, who came over to give me a gift before I led my assault on the Slaving Warder.
I have a gift for you, Zozo. A firework crossbow. It's a powerful ranged weapon that may give you the advantage you need.
Wow, Gold Golem, this is awesome! Thank you!
We have a lot riding on this quest, Zozo. I have reason to believe that the Slaving Warder may hold the key to opening the door in the ancient forest. If you can defeat the Warder, you can defeat Humbaba once and for all.
Finally understanding the true importance of my mission, I took the firework crossbow and left to battle the Slaving Warder outside of Humbaba's base. From day 79 to day 84, I arrived outside Humbaba's base, ready to face the Slaving Warder. He was waiting outside, like he knew that I was coming.
I will destroy you now, Zozo, to show my loyalty to my beloved king!
That might be the saddest thing I've ever heard, dude. I fired my firework crossbow at him, stunning him before running in with my super speed and delivering a volley of attacks with my diamond sword. I never gave up, just striking him again and again. Once my assault was over, the Slaving Warder was destroyed, and I had enough XP to level up again. I reached full power and full speed with 100 hearts and a whirlwind attack. The Slaving Warder also dropped both my Kythar and a key to the door in the ancient forest. Huh, that's convenient. Still, I can't look a Slaving Warder in the mouth. Time to go and get that battle axe. And so, I set off back towards my base, having no idea that I was playing right into Humbaba's hands. From day 85 to day 89, before heading to the door in the ancient forest, I arrived at my base to give Dave the Drop Bear the good news.
So you found the key after all. Good on you, mate. Since we're sharing good news, I'm pretty much done with the defense bunker. If you want, you can add the final block.
I'd be honored to, Dave. I added the last block, finishing the bunker for good, and then I ran over to the ancient forest door. It's now or never. Time to get this battle axe. I unlocked the door and went inside. The brimstone caverns were dark and frightening, and I remembered what the Gold Golem had told me about the frightening monster guarding the battle axe. And then I ran into the monster, a huge, scary Cerberus. Good doggy? I unleashed a whirlwind attack on the Cerberus and then pulled out my Kythar. The Cerberus was one of the toughest and most vicious enemies I'd faced, but in the end, I defeated it. The battle axe was mine. From day 90 to day 94, I was ready to leave the Brimstone Caverns with my battle axe and defeat Humbaba and his evil minions once and for all. I expected I'd need to go all the way to his base to fight him, but no. He was waiting for me in the Brimstone Caverns, staring into my soul.
Thank you for collecting my battle axe for me, Zozo. I would have done it myself, but being the king of beasts is busy work.
Me and the other animals will never accept you as our king. You have no authority.
Oh, believe me, Zozo. With that axe, I have all the authority I need. No golem nor beast will be able to stand against me. Because I'm feeling generous, I'll give you one more chance. Since the Slaving Warder is gone, I need a new second in command. It could be you.
It'll never be me. Ever!
Fine, then perish.
And just like that, the ground exploded beneath me, and I fell down into a chasm in the floor. I was knocked out, and when I woke up, I realized that the battle axe was gone from my inventory. Oh no, Humbaba must have taken it. From day 95 to day 97, I used my wall climbing ability to get out of the pit that Humbaba had trapped me in. With the battle axe, I had no way of knowing what terrible things he could be getting up to now. I left the Brimstone Caverns at light speed, needing to get to the Alps and warn the gold golem that Humbaba was probably going to come straight for them. And I was right, but I was too late to do anything about it. The golem's fortress was in ruins, and the only survivor, the gold golem, was barely clinging on to life. I ran in and tried to help him, but it was too late.
Zozo, you're alive, so that monster lied. That's a small solace at least.
I'm so sorry that I wasn't here in time to save you, Gold Golem. You did so much for me, and I let you down.
Don't worry about me, Zozo. You need to go back to your base. That's where he'll be heading next. Go, quickly, before it's too late, my son.
The Gold Golem was right. As he passed on, I ran off in the direction of my base as quickly as I possibly could. On day 98, I returned to my base, only to find that more terrible things had unfolded. The whole place was in ruins, and Dave the Drop Bear was hiding behind a piece of mostly destroyed wall, trying to remain hidden. Oh no, even moving at the speed of sound, I still wasn't fast enough to stop Humbaba. When he heard my voice, Dave finally felt safe enough to emerge.
Crikey, Zozo, I thought you were a goner. I'm so happy you're okay, mate. I'm only alive because I hid inside the bunker we made.
I'm so sorry that I didn't get back in enough time to stop Humbaba from doing all of this. I don't even have the battle axe anymore. He took that too. We've got no hope of stopping him.
Don't talk like that, Zozo. You've gotten us this far. I just know you can take us the rest of the way. You're the fastest thing alive, aren't you? If that nasty creep stole the battle axe, who better than you to steal it back and end all of this?
You're right, Dave. I need to run towards this, not away from it. It's time for us to finally win. So, at the speed of sound, I set off to take back what was rightfully ours. On day 99, I blasted through the ancient forest towards Humbaba's base. Nothing would stop me from getting inside and stealing back that axe. You're gonna regret ever messing with this supersonic Humbaba. I arrived and did a super jump over the wall, clearing it effortlessly. When I landed, I saw Humbaba standing there, seeming surprised to see me.
Are you here to submit to me, Zozo?
Nope, I'm not here for you at all. I sped off, running away from Humbaba and traveling deeper into his base until I came upon a chest that looked important. I looked inside and found exactly what I was looking for, the battle axe. I could feel the power, the strength, and the pull of destiny. I was ready to take on the beast that had caused so many people so much pain and get rid of him and his evil for good. On day 100, full of power and fury, as well as my incredible speed, I returned to Humbaba, wielding the battle axe I'd taken back from him. The wannabe king of beasts was waiting for me.
Are you this eager to be destroyed, Zozo? You're traveling towards a dead end at the speed of sound. All the chances I've given you to give up and swear fealty to me, your true king.
The only thing you're the king of is being an arrogant windbag. I'm sick of hearing you brag and posture about how cool you are when all you do is destroy things. You're not a ruler, you're a monster.
If I'm a monster, Zozo, come and slay me if you think you are strong enough.
Careful what you wish for, your highness. The battle was on! Using my supersonic speed, I unleashed a whirlwind on Humbaba, throwing him off his rhythm. But I didn't stop there. I sped in and struck him with the battle axe, moving too fast for him to hit me or defend himself. I struck him again and again, knowing that soon it'd finally be over. And then it was. Humbaba had been destroyed, and I was the one who did it. Humbaba will never destroy or enslave anyone ever again. We're all free.